Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 365. I'm Chris Adams, the Tech and Master, joined by.
Trioptical.
And today, it's all about E3 2017 and what we've been watching, what we want, and all the flurries of announcements of game, because that's what happens E3. It's all about the games. It's all about the games. It's all
Yep.
about the games. It's great. So how are we going to do this first part?
Well, have you actually played anything, or have you been E3ing?
I played some stuff, but it wasn't like a substantial amount of anything that's like worthy of discussion.
Yeah. Well, I seem to recall I played a little Bridge Crew while I was watching E3 stuff. Someone like
Isn't that a
they
VR game
wanted-
job to cool? So how is that possible?
Yeah. So I missed some E3 stuff in the interim, but it was on the first day. So it was between Bethesda was at night, and then or no, so it was the second day. It was like between Microsoft and Bethesda, and I was just watching Jeff Keighley's like YouTube show all day. And at some point, someone was like, "Oh yeah, do you want to play Bridge Crew?" I was like, "Oh okay." So we went in and finished the there's a mission where like the ship is all broken and you're just trying to survive for 20 minutes. And after a few tries, and it was like me, a guy I know, and then two randos, but it was really cool. So yeah, I think it's true. The Star Trek Bridge Crew community is pretty cool. Just nice. I don't know if that's typical of VR communities. Maybe I have Werewolf Within also, which is also a game about talking. So we'll see when I try that one out. But yeah, no. Mostly it's just been watching E3 stuff. I mean, what other like how has the rest of E3 been for you after watching the media showcases and the press briefings?
Pretty laid back. But before I continue, Gamer just responded and said probably 2 hours from now if you guys are still up. So there you go.
So maybe
But yeah,
we can talk about the gamer adventures vicariously that we've been reading online.
Because like it's really interesting because like in the past before last year I would be like super thorough on like having multiple like feeds of like everything and like just watching like everything to make sure I don't miss anything. But like now it's like last year and this year it's like I'm like way more casual about it. Like this year like was even like way super casual of just like split screen on my PC on like one like left stream of left side window is PlayStation and then right stream on the right side of the window is Nintendo, and then like mute them when I or like if I'm watching one mute the other and just like looking between the two, but like you know you can still like watch two at the same time and just like see are they still on that thing on that side and like are they still on that thing on the other side, and then just like in between stuff that's like if they're both on something I don't really care about or whatever, just like scroll through Twitter and be like, what have I missed? Twitter birds tweet me all the things I've been missing it's amazing that I might have missed out on, but that's been not as that didn't really pan out like it has in the past. It's like, oh, that thing, oh, this thing, oh, that thing. So yeah.
Yeah, there was
Oh wait,
I
actually,
remember-
but then like yesterday at some point I went to Twitch and I was on. I don't remember what happened. Like I somehow saw some tweet about there being a Shadow of War stream starting or something, and I ended up on Twitch and I saw there's like a WB game stream and they're about to like do the theater demo for Shadow of War, which was different from the like a bit that they did in the Microsoft conference or wherever.
Oh.
And then I mean it was different, but it was like basically the same of like, you know, it's still the same game, but like just different stuff in the game that's man, that game looks so good. It's like after I saw that I was like, why is that the gold edition? Why? So it's like, man, just like that man, they just like have taken that game to just the nth degree of like scaling up everything from like ground up in that game, which is like just man. And then like now in my brain I'm like, okay, so if you take the little outpost thingies from the enemies, is that like the new watchtowers in Assassin's Creed for that game, where there's just like so many in the world, and like each one you take is just going to be like an epic battle? Because that would be like even better than Horizon, if like Horizon having like the tall necks, if like this one being like, sorry Horizon, but we've got the new best getting open the map experience now. Sorry, because That game has just like so many influence from like every like super duper major crazy battle sequence movie ever. I mean, yeah, the Lord of the Rings had it, but then like there's also like Troy and like 300 and stuff like that. It's just like they just really know that of just like you being a dude on the ground in a giant epping battle of just like to the death with like troops all around you. Just like the chaos that ensues in the war. Just like man, they just like nailed it. They're just like props to those dudes because man, or dudes and ladies because. Whew, I want to play that game. I want to play it now. It's like it got delayed, and now it's like now it's gonna tier release, and I'm like, oh, I gotta wait another year to get like the entire thing bundled together. But I will enjoy playing it when I do get my hands on it. Man, it looks so good.
Yeah, yeah. I remember at least one year I had like two or three different screens with different streams going on for E3, and then yeah, basically the same thing, muting the one or unmuting the one that I want to watch. This year, much less so. I think that's just how it's become for me in the last few years because it wasn't just this year. Like I think starting like 2 or 3 years ago, I sort of realized like, they aren't showing like a lot of stuff at the press briefings now. They show some stuff, and then there's actually lots of new stuff to see on the PlayStation stream. So I just like stream the PlayStation stream all day, all 3 days now. Whereas before, like I don't remember which year it was, but there was a year where basically every stream was kind of the same thing. Maybe that was the year I had all the screens open. It was like I kept seeing like the same demos, but on different
that probably
people's
was
streams.
I think that's what happened is like it burned us of like they're just showing the same stuff over and over. So it's like why even bother checking the demo on a different different outlet's thing if it's going to be the same presentation.
Yeah, exactly. So then I just stopped following all of them. And then it also became like it does feel like, for example, Nintendo now 2 years in a row, their Direct is this like tiny little thing that you watch. That's pretty exciting because they do have good announcements, and then they just live stream. Yeah, you watch
they dropped the Metroid game that was super awesome. It's like, is it Metroid? They were like figured out like, oh, it's coming this summer. That was like Christmas in July. Thanks, Nintendo, because I needed that because after the Metroid thing, or actually Metroid Prime thing, I was already like primed of like I'm getting a Switch, and now it's like, well, I was like 2DS, but now I can't wait. And I mean, they say distance makes the heart grow fonder, but Nintendo, you're making me, I don't know if I can keep the distance between us because you're just doing all these nice things for me lately, and I don't know how it's making me feel, but maybe we could get back together. Who knows?
Yeah, their stream yesterday, if you look on the YouTube channel, or their YouTube channel, it's like 9.5 hours straight. Like, that's a lot of stuff. And, it really has come to the point where it's like, I can't follow all these streams at the same time. Like, there's interesting stuff now on every stream that you don't see on other streams. And so you really have to sort of focus on one during the days, and then over the next few weeks, go back and watch the other ones.
Oh, and then actually another thing I did was, or last year that I did this year was like some of the YouTube people I follow, like Giant Bomb and Easy Allies. Not so much Giant Bomb this year because I don't think they've actually uploaded anything. But like when they put up their stuff of like day one E3, I'll see like what they covered and like their little adventures through the show floor as they're going through to cover stuff. And then this year I was watching the Easy Allies reacts just because like I like those guys and like their reactions to everything is like very entertaining and hilarious sometimes. And just like them talking about it, but then they also talked about day one stuff that they covered since it's day two, and so I was watching their reactions and like what they were playing and what they checked out, and I was like, oh, okay, that was cool. Cause it's like some of them got to check out Detroit, and apparently it's they got to play the
detective one.
Yeah, like
or like
the
negotiator one, yeah.
And then they did that one, so I listened to their like reactions to that, so I'm super pumped for that. So yeah,
that was cool. Like, it felt like we had seen that already, but I guess we hadn't, because we'd just seen the trailer last year, and they showed different outcomes, but we hadn't seen anyone play the game until this year, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. Like, it's somehow exactly the way you expected, and also, like, not. It was really neat.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, it's like it's cool because like I hadn't seen the stage presentation, and I just like already was gonna get the game, so like I wasn't really like I don't think I had like seen the one yet on the PlayStation thing, so I probably had to mute it or something. And then like
Mm.
see them talk about it as far as like the aspect of like the fact that your meter goes down and the time
Yeah.
element that they've incorporated is like oh man, like a gun against your head type thing like Telltale's like oh dude that was just like
Yeah.
oh that is man
So
this,
cool.
can't wait to play it. It's like no.
Um, so did you see anything like noteworthy or cool during this any of these streams?
Oh man, the VR stuff from PlayStation, dude. Like, it's like you know,
Mm.
after seeing the VR stuff, I was like, dude, like what the f PlayStation? Like, why did you have this as your conference when they showed effing persistence and just like the concept A and then B, how effing amazing it looks. It just like looks really good. And I was like, okay, is this because it's pro enabled on a sweet TV or is this just the power of the PlayStation? Or I don't know, but it looks really good. And the concept here is pretty cool. And I once made this game, and like I guess that's what something I was looking for at this E3 was like you know more stuff to get me into the boat of I really want some VR in my life right now, and let me get
Mm.
my hands on that PlayStation VR. But basically, it's a game where you like you wake up, and then part of the crew's dead, and then part of the crew's in stasis, and like the AI or the thing controlling the ship is basically only waking up 1% at a time to like, you know, get your to try to get you back to this escape pods to get you off the ship or whatever. And then it's very much like the zombie game from Ubisoft. I don't remember the name of it, but like for the Wii U, where it's like you know it's procedural, and every time it's different, and you just have to like you know get whatever resources you can on your way to getting off the ship and surviving. I was like, man, this is my cup of tea, and that was super cool.
I think it looks good because of just like smart visual design. Like when thinking about it now, the only bad looking game I've played on PSVR was actually Drive Club VR because the original relied a lot on certain effects and then they had to cut all of those away to make it work in VR and it just looks kind of horrible compared to the original.
Which game was it?
Drive Club VR.
Oh yeah.
Did you see how was it? Archangel? Like did you
Yeah.
see the footage of that one?
Yeah, that was the other one today. It looked really good.
That was actually different than I expected. I thought it was going to be like you're sitting in the mech and you're just sort of like in the pilot chair, but then it's actually like your arms are like the mech arms. And it's like, oh, it's like that.
Yeah,
Man,
I thought
that's pretty
okay,
cool.
Okay, okay, Archangel, because we haven't said it, is like it's a heavy mech game, and they have a mech game in VR, and they didn't even talk about it. And they're like, sure, it's like what the f, Sony? Like, come, like serious PlayStation, like how are you not gonna like show that at your conference anyway? But like, I just thought the whole cool thing was like when you look down at the console in front of you and you can like interact with it and like swap out your arms and like do stuff with that. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
that is effing cool, and like the fact that it's like your two arms controlling the mech and just
You know.
your 270 degrees of vision being like where you're looking and just going from there, and like the crazy boss fight that they showed of like the like giant spider looking mech thingy that you're fighting against at one point. I was like, dude, this looks really cool. I want this game. And then they're like, it's coming out in July. It's like, what? Are you effing who is in charge of PR PlayStation? They're like, not get this game on our radar, like right the F now, because like effing seriously, I might just like buy a effing PlayStation VR just to play this game because seriously, effing mech game. Like this is what we've been wanting, and we finally get one, and it doesn't look terrible.
I saw a cool thing about Days Gone where they were talking about. So we saw the
Oh yeah,
gameplay
that's what
thing.
the Easy Allies dude said too.
On
It's like a
stage.
different time of day, and they just like went through like
Yeah.
the mechanics of like it is like a open world. I can't remember the words that they use, but it's like you have to use the environment to your advantage, like as you go through it.
Yep.
And
It's
they're talking
more of
about the
a
part with the bear trap. And I got to see it.
simulation and like less sort of staged because the way that you saw it on stage seemed like oh, okay, so this part you just blow open this gate and then the freakers will come through and kill everyone and it's fine. But then I saw another account where it was that horde of freakers wasn't there because like the weather was different, and so instead of having that to use to your advantage, like you had to find another way to do it. And it's like, oh, that's really neat. So like it's sort of this dynamic weather system that changes the world, and then that in turn changes how you have to approach situations.
Oh, did you actually see it?
I saw one where it was in the snow,
Oh.
and I guess like the freakers are more powerful in the snow, in the cold.
What? That's interesting. Oh yeah, that's the part that the Easy Allies talked about was that like they look for food and water, so they actually are like a roaming threat in the
Yeah,
world. So that's pretty cool too.
I was like, that is really neat. This is like the game. First impressions, you look at it, it's like, okay, so it's like a kind of different The Last of Us, right?
Yeah,
But then
like just
you
another
see
zombie
these
game.
dynamics. Yeah, pretty much a zombie sad guy story game, and but then you see these dynamic situations. It's like, oh, so tonally and sort of on the surface, it does. It still seems like The Last of Us, but gameplay wise, it potentially is very different, and that I thought that was really neat. Um, yeah, there was a lot of good stuff on the streams. I watched Mario Odyssey stuff. That was pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, I watched a bit of my Odyssey, but then I
too
was like,
many.
let me not watch too much of it because I want to save it all for myself.
I
All of it.
wonder if that game is gonna be humongous like all Mario games are.
Oh man, if they had DLC for that, like since they have DLC for Zelda, man, it's like I will welcome the DLC. Actually, like I wouldn't even like try to revolt. I'd be like, please let me have that. I will. You can have my
Mhm.
money, Nintendo. It's so weird. Like Nintendo can just like come in at like the tail end of like everybody like getting us um adapted to like having that crap, and then like not take the heat of it of like that being a thing
Yeah.
because we're all like we're now like all used to it and stuff. So it's not an issue. I mean,
Yep.
it's an issue, but it's like whatever. Like what can you do about it? So.
We've already had our outburst.
It's like I won't buy
Not
the amiibos, but I'll buy your DLC. Yes. It's like take it.
Oh,
It's not. That's
so
not.
amiibos. They announced
Man,
like a
there's so
ton of
many.
new
The,
amiibos.
the Metroid ones, man, with Samus in the Metroid.
That one
Oh,
looks really cool.
so good. And then the wedding ones, with Bowser and Peach and Mario.
That's
That was such a
weird.
weird trilogy. In their wedding get up. It's like who's getting married? I don't think Peach wants anything to do with marrying Bowser. This is kind of weird, but whatever.
It's pretty strange. Yeah, no, I went on and was like, oh, so now Skyrim Switch uses the Link amiibo from Breath of the Wild. And I went to look for it, and obviously it's sold out everywhere except eBay, where it's like $50. And I was like, ah. So from now on, the amiibo craze has returned for some reason, and now I gotta like pre-order all of them. It's annoying. I saw there was a gameplay demo of the Crew 2.
Oh yeah, dude, that was I completely forgot. Like that was really good because like the Inception style stuff of like transitioning. Like I
Yeah,
didn't like from the trailer. It's like in the trailer, but like in the game, it looks so good. And then like just seeing the game, it like also looks really good. So I'm like, you know what, Crew 2 looks really good. But then I'm like, not go to day one because there's like an older version of that too. So eventually maybe.
Crew 2. Yeah, it seems. Well, one thing I like, and they didn't really show it, but they sort of talked about it. Whereas like Crew 1, the game is one thing where it is sort of this happy, like free, you're just driving around and sort of like this festival feel. But then there's a story mode in Crew 1, and it's about a guy, his brother was killed, and like he's trying to get undercover into this crew so that he can like kill the main guy there, and just like
Need for
this
Speed
is
the
very
Crew.
weird. Yeah. But then yeah, Crew 2, there's like, yeah, we just want to have this whole like festival vibe for the whole thing. And then it was sort of, it reminded me of I think it's called Radio Big in the old SSX games with a DJ Atomica. And like they just had this media brand that would in the Crew 2 called I think it was called Live, and it just like DJ, and it had the announcer and all that stuff, and it was like, yeah, this is a much better fit for the Crew, especially since they're adding all the, I guess they would be like extreme motorsports. There's like the airplanes and like the speedboats and stuff, and like it's looking good.
Yeah, and then like one of the questions they asked on the PlayStation Thingy was like the progression thing, and they said you could basically just like play whatever discipline you want to. You're not like forced into doing planes and doing cars, doing boats, and
Yeah.
doing whatever. It's like just do whatever and have fun, man. It's like, oh, that's cool.
It was really neat that you could just switch between them on the fly. So you could be flying over the water and then just like switch, and then you're in a speedboat, and then just like drop into the water. It's like, amazing.
Are you there, Buff?
Yes, I am. I'm being very cordial and
Hello.
letting people. Hello, Trop. First of all right, you want me to do my banter now? Fine, we'll throw my banter out there. Anyways, so apparently I didn't check CNN, but apparently hell has frozen over because I am now back on this podcast. And then I realized that somebody's not here and that I have been apparently banned to be on the same time as him. And it's people come up to me on the street and they go, "What's going on with you and RPG?" I say, "I don't know. I don't know. Apparently I'm banned whenever he's on this show. I'm not." And they get upset. That's not fair to you, Bufflark. And I said, "No, it's not at all. But we have to persevere." And they said, "You're a good man." And then they look and then they just shake their head about RPG. That RPG. When will he ever learn? Absolutely. Love you, RPG.
Wow.
Good
Right.
times.
Now, should I go to a chalkboard and just scratch my fingernails down the down the board just to reiterate the point that I'm on this podcast, the most beautiful podcast in the world, while RPG is somewhere out there, probably killing a man.
He's on maternity leave, or someone's maternity leave, and then so he is not here. So in a
Yeah.
sense, he is on maternity leave from the podcast.
He's in jail right now. They caught him, and now he's in jail, and that's what he's calling it. Go right ahead. Call it what you want, jailbird. That's okay. So, anyways, so we are talking about E3, are we not?
We are.
Yep.
This is always, the most listened to podcast, all right, when it comes to E3, because everybody comes to listen to you guys banter about who won, who sucked, and what to expect in the year. It's always this is the gamers' Christmas. All right, except Gamer's not here. But this is the Gamer's Christmas for all of us as we sit and we listen to you guys tell us the best and the worst of E3. And before we go in, I would like to give a shout out to Johnny Roy, who got married this past weekend. So that good for him. Sucker.
So
My wife has texted me, just like you were texting me, Tekken, about who I'm talking to. So I'm just gonna type down. I'm gonna type Tekken. That's what I'm gonna do. So this is how this whole thing comes about. So Tekken Facebook messaged me. He said, "Hey baby, we RPG's out. That means you're in." So that's automatically tells me. And he's out in jail for like 6 months. So it's like you're the man, because RPG isn't. But as soon as RPG's back, you're gone. And I said that's fine, I understand. So I go out for a 10K run tonight, right? And I'm going, I'm living life, I'm getting healthy, staying in good shape. And all of a sudden I'm washing the dishes as every good father does. And all of a sudden I get a text or I get another Facebook message by Chris by saying. Hey jackass, you coming on or not? And I'm being nice. Hey, Tekken, I have a phone. You have my number. Please text me. And then he goes and says, "Are you coming on?" And then he gives me and I love these texts. The 15 question marks right after. It's the same thing as when my wife sends me text messages. "Are you coming home?" And then 2 minutes later, question mark, 15 question marks right like that. So thank you, Tekken.
you're welcome. Well, you didn't answer, so I just had to make sure.
Look, imperfect. Okay, so this is my wife's text. All right, I should screenshot this and send it to you guys. Okay, she says, "Who are you talking to?" This is at 8:46. At 8:47, two question marks. So that's perfect. Proves my point. I'm talking to Tekken. Talking to Tekken. And send. Perfect. Now, if I hear a loud audible groan from upstairs, then I know she's got the message. Oh, Tekken. Anyways, but yes, we had somebody. See, this is the best part about the Gap group. And even though we've been splintered and we're fading away, it's still nice to see all you jerks getting married and all that. So continue on, continue on. That's all I'm saying. And going and moving out to a volcano, which I think Tekken is that your next plan, Tekken?
Not
Moving to a volcano? Okay. Hey, when it blows, I'm out of here. That's Tekken's stance on life. So that's good.
Well, it'll probably flood before it blows. Just saying. Oh, in there. Oh,
there you go. Oh.
The darkest timeline.
Just remember, okay? If there's a door and there's a woman on that, like the Titanic, don't stay in the water, Tekken. Push her off the door and jump on it yourself. So there you go.
Have you been following any of the E3 stuff this year, Buff?
Vicariously through you and Trop and everybody else, yes.
Okay.
So it's very interesting because everybody's saying this is pretty much a lackluster one. This one didn't really hit the fences. But then again, you got to talk about that. It's consoles, right? So I know everybody's talking about the Scorpion or Scorpio.
Well, it was Scorpio, but it's now called the Xbox One X, or
Well,
Xbox
that's
for short.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's a hot take right there. That's stupid. Now she asks, who's that? Chris Adams. Chris Adams.
Actually, on that, it is going to be hard to explain the difference between the One S and the One X because
They're so different.
those sound a lot alike. And on a noisy, like, sales room floor, you can imagine, like, so the One X, and then, which one? S? X? And then they got to do, like, sign language, and
That's what I would tell
fun.
them to do. Like, you do the X by putting your forearms together. That's what you make your customers do. And then you go
It is gonna be
extreme.
interesting.
That's right. So how far have you guys talked? Have you guys talked about the PlayStation thing? Have you talked about Microsoft? Have you talked about Nintendo yet? Fill me back in because I don't know squat.
We've only covered a bit of the stuff that we've seen that impressed us over the last 2 days while we were just freelance looking at stuff.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Have you guys talked about Monster Hunter yet?
Nope.
Okay. Because of tradition, I have to say the following: Monster Hunter sucks. Jenna, if you're listening out there, Monster Hunter sucks. Thank you. Love you, Jenna.
Now we are going to have to do that whole series.
Actually, she did.
So what?
Go ahead.
She should just calm herself because on her Facebook it's like Monster Hunter. It's like we all know it sucks. Just calm down. Anyways, that's good. No, actually, you know something? I'm very interested with that, and I'll tell you why when we get into the miscellaneous stuff because I have as a guy who's drifting away from gaming, I found a game that actually brought me very much so, and it's really captivated me for a lot. But I'll talk about that in the miscellaneous. So don't let me forget. But it's a lot like Monster Hunter to a certain extreme, and so therefore I'm starting to understand what the appeal of Monster Hunter is.
Interesting.
So does that kid. That kid understands it too. There you go. So what was the big winner at E3 game-wise for you guys? Throughout the consoles, not just PlayStation. What was the number one thing coming out of E3 that you consider to be the number one game that everybody's talking about?
Everybody's talking about, I would say, is the crap. What was the EA game? Hold on, look it up. It's on my list somewhere. Let me find it. The
Anthem?
Way Out. A Way Out.
Oh, Way Out? Yeah, that one. Well, so personally, I think my most anticipated now has become Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yeah, I would say Nintendo's
Uh,
definitely a big winner this year.
yeah, like XCOM Mario is like the new hotness. Um, there was
Now,
another one that I think.
go ahead. Sorry, I'm the question guy. Sorry, I'll ask about 50,000 questions. That's just what I do.
I think the thing that a lot of people have been talking about though is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yeah, that
That was sort
was
of
yeah.
I think the
That was the
biggest
big
surprise of the show, that it was there. I think they had said that it wouldn't be there, and then it was there, and it was totally different than anyone expected. Like when we saw that first footage long ago, we
And it's a
thought, oh, it's
prequel.
just gonna it's gonna continue the series.
Because they even had
But
that
then,
that one teaser trailer with Paige and Jade and
yeah,
like him eating the flies. So yeah, that was a misdirect.
like that's what everyone thought it was gonna be. And then we saw this, and I was like, holy crap, this is like totally not that, and takes place way before she was even born. And the tone and everything is just very different.
Now, if correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys are the historians of gaming, and I'm just a guy who comes in once in a while when I'm not banned. Now, Beyond Good and Evil, the first one, wasn't really that big of a game seller, was it? Like people talked about how great it was. It was something that the gamers enjoyed, but in the end, it didn't sell enough to really put it out there to get a sequel like early, because you know how gaming companies are. If something sells, they'll push something down your throat as quickly as possible. But when it comes to this one, it didn't. Critical success, absolutely. Commercial success, not as much. So, all right. Is that the truth? Am I remembering? Because I am old and I do forget things.
That would probably be the case.
Yeah, I think. That's what I remember about that game. I think though, just times have changed is probably why they're thinking of bringing it back. And Ubisoft as a company, I think they do take more risks, I suppose. Even like it seems like they just pump out sequels of these games, but then even their sequels are like more innovative than other people's sequels are. Like EA's are just, if you think of sequels from the past, it's just like Madden style iterations.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the Assassin's Creed games, like those really impressed me on their 1 year like release an Assassin's Creed every year, and yet each one did have significant differences compared to the one before. And so with Beyond Good and Evil, I think, what's his name? Michael Ansel? Michael
Yeah.
Ansel? It's something. Like this is they seem to let that guy make what he wants to make. And he made the Rayman games, and then Beyond Good and Evil was something that he really liked, I guess. And then so Beyond Good and Evil 2. People aren't just chasing what's hot anymore.
Now here's my next question. There's the heyday of gaming where you'd have like 3 games almost every week.
Heyday.
The heyday. Back when I was peddling the stuff, absolutely. But now it seems like new games are very rare to come out. I don't see a lot of you got your big games, but you don't see a lot of the smaller ones come out. Are we seeing the frequency of new games have really dwindled down? Would I be correct in assuming that?
No, there's new games all the time. It's just that there's been a consolidation amongst the publishers, and like so many have died off that you only have the mega publishers left, and they're so risk averse that they don't put anything new out. So you're really just getting more of the same all the time, and sequels and remakes, and not really anybody taking a chance.
Well, no, I would say far more games actually release now. It's just that they don't release in stores anymore. So you really have to be on top of it to know what games have come out now, because
all
it's
the like refreshing, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
That's like Abzu and that one game I can't think of. That like Flow Journey, all that Game Company games, Flow Abzu or Geez, what's the other one? Not Abzu, but like the ballerina one.
Bounds.
Yeah, like all the cool stuff like that. It's all digital now,
Yeah.
or not all digital,
So
but like there's like a Thumper Res, PT. Well, PT was a demo, so
yeah, like definitely, it feels like when I worked in stores, it felt like yeah, there was a lot more games releasing, but then a lot of those don't come out on disc anymore. So you don't hear about them, and then when they release digitally, like the marketing is almost entirely digital as well, and it's things like Twitter and stuff. So you already have to be following these people
And
or
now,
following someone.
and do you feel that the marketing is like that because it doesn't cost as much as putting it like in magazines and all that? Therefore, their overhead is less. So therefore, they're more likely to make a profit.
That and I guess like marketing has just changed for games just in general. It used to be almost entirely like print magazines, and then there was sort of the online stuff with the reviews, and that was really important. And now it's just like YouTube creators and like streamers and influencers. Yeah. And those are even cheaper. Like they'll do it
For
just
free.
for basically for free. It's like, oh yeah, we'll give you the game for free. And it's like, all right, I'll do it. And then if they have enough subscribers, then that's like very very cheap advertising.
So other games were the big winners there because I saw Shadow of the Colossus, the remake coming out, and for PS4. Anything else that really surprised you guys?
Hmm. Let's see. Besides A Way Out, Metro Exodus looks really good. The Last Night looks cool. Let's see. All the Nintendo stuff. Because I had not kept up with any of the rumors from them as far as like what was coming. Spider-Man's going to be amazing. Hopefully, I did not expect it to be as Batman-y as it is, but I'll take it.
Well, so were you like shocked or impressed by it? Because I'm gonna admit, like my first thought when I saw it was like, this is not as revolutionary as I thought it would be. It was more sort of, yeah, it was like, oh, this is basically Arkham, but with Batman, or
Spider-Man.
without Batman, with Spider-Man.
That made me surprised 'cause I
And-
wasn't expecting to be that. But then, I love me some Batman, so I mean, but that being so topical, I know there's more to it because like even like the whole like web slinging sections and like the QTEs, that looks so good. And just like what other set piece moments are going to be in it, and like how much more stealth is there going to be? Oh, is there going to be like even more predatory stealth stuff? Is like, or is it going to be like the Batman thing where it's like there's like half. Like the emphasis on combat sections where you have like the combat and the predator stuff is like they're gonna be like either like some cool web slinging stuff on top of that. So it's like that's just like a small vertical slice, and then it just like leaves a what if in my brain of like what else is there. So it's like that just like nowhere to go but up because it's just like it looks so good like on that what the demo they showed.
If there's nothing else, though, is that a disappointment? Like, if it is basically
It would be because they even
the
had that.
Spider-Man version of Arkham.
Because they even had like that tease at the end with Miles of like well, is the Ultimate Spider-Man gonna be in there? How are they gonna do that? Because don't tease me with Miles and like not deliver, dude. Because please don't do that to me. But
Now can
Wow.
he be like a playable skin then?
probably. But I'd imagine since he's in like literally in the game, it's gonna like maybe have some like story stuff. To
Yeah, it
it.
has to be someone. But, well, that's one of the things. Like, thinking about it now, Arkham, they purposefully did Batman at a later time. Like, lots of stuff had happened already. Oracle was already there and all this. Like, Batman was already steeped in Batman history. And then Spider-Man, like, they're doing the same thing. This is not Spider-Man, starting
Peter
out.
Parker,
This is
yeah.
this is like powerful Spider-Man already. And a lot of stuff has already happened, presumably. And it's just there's a lot of similarities with the Arkham games, and it's like, if that's all it is, I mean, it's cool. I'll definitely play it and probably like it, but then it won't be, I guess, as much as I was expecting when they announced it last year.
Because I remember playing Spider-Man 2,
Yep.
which was a beautiful game. You could just swing and swing and swing and do all. It was fantastic. I loved it so much. And then they tried to do and they moved away from that formula, and it bombed for them. Like it was Spider-Man 2 was the perfect Spider-Man game. So I'm hoping that new times they want to do a little Batman because the Batman sold very well. So therefore they want to try it with this with Spider-Man. Go right ahead, let's give it a shot. But if you can give me a chance to have an open world concept where I can just swing around and stop crime and all that stuff, by all means, that would be perfect. And if I can defeat Mysterio with one punch like I did in Spider-Man 2, I'd be even happier.
Well, it is Insomniac and not Treyarch, so they haven't really made a lot of stuff outside their wheelhouse, so it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah. But yeah, well, the humor stuff and looking really, really good. So that's part of it. I don't know, for me, most of this week was really surprised to see that there was a lot of VR things. I kind of thought VR just wouldn't be talked about at all. And it would just be sort of this slow burn getting it into the public. But then there was actually quite a few VR things. There was like PlayStation briefing had a whole section that was VR. And then like Skyrim VR, I'm kind of interested to see. I'm not interested in Skyrim that much, but I was like, this is a full Bethesda style like Western RPG. And it's going to be in VR on PS4. It's pretty insane.
I thought the VR would be gone by now. Like
Really?
Well, I'm saying by way of PlayStation. Like hey, here's a new idea. Okay, it's gone. It's like, oh, thanks for buying everything. Like the Move and all that kind of stuff. And what other things that PlayStation brought out that fizzled?
The iToy / whatever it was called after that.
Thank you.
3D TV.
Oh, 3D was the worst.
That was like 2 years? They showed 3D for 2 years, I think. Although I think only one of the press conferences was actually like, all right, everyone, put on your 3D glasses, and then here we go.
So, but then again, VR has only been out, I would say a year now?
Yeah, it's been around for
Or is it about a year?
On PlayStation it's been a year, but it's been like before that.
I'm talking
The
about
hype
It came out in October. It's been
less. So therefore,
release?
Yeah, when the whole big VR thing came out, and yeah, you're right about October. That makes sense. So basically, it's still within the year, right? So they're gonna pump this out. Hey, give us a shot, and then by October, it's all over with. I'm calling it now. It's over. It's dead. VR is dead in October.
I don't know. VR is. Have you tried it? Have you tried VR?
I have tried. When I got my phone, it's a Samsung. So when I got the phone, I got the goggles for free. Or for $20. And it's it's a party thing. I had my PS4 and the goggles with me at Christmas time. And you know what outplayed the most? The goggles. Because then you get the scary stuff and you're wearing the goggles and people are screaming their heads off and it's fantastic.
Actually, yeah, Resident Evil 7. People did think that was like a really good VR game. So since there are games like that, you can play it with or without, and it is like an even better experience, or the air quote essential way to play it with the VR, as long as there's more stuff like that. Or it
is substantially different because when you think back to 3D TV, they also, those were big name games that had 3D. Uncharted 3 had it. Killzone 3 had it. Those are the ones that jump into my mind, but there were others. So it's not too surprising to see big name VR or big name games in VR also, and then saying those are the best way to play it. But in this case, I think it's true. The 3D ones, I have those, and I played them in 3D. I was like, it was okay, but it wasn't substantially different. VR though is a real game changer.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying because I was listening to was it Sid Schumann, the dude that was talking about it during the I don't know if it's that dude or the wait no it is that dude because the other dude is that's the guy with the glasses but
yeah.
He's talking about how basically when you can lean around corners or slowly creak open doors and things like that you can be tactile feedback and response and you can actually interact with, whereas with a normal game on a screen without VR it's just a button press to do that stuff, so it's not as immersive or interactive. So it actually is a different type of experience.
Yeah, and just the way they did their press briefing, it was in the past, like it felt like, oh, they're pushing 3D TV really hard, and
Yeah.
maybe that just like wasn't that didn't speak to people. This was very like, oh yeah, VR titles, and they just showed a bunch of VR titles.
Yeah,
and
I
then
was surprised by that
afterwards
actually.
they showed
That they didn't
bunch
push
too.
it so hard.
Yeah.
But then
There was no talk about,
but
we
then-
sold 1 million.
Yeah.
It's really growing. This
Yeah.
is the next generation, and then show it. It was just like there was no break. There were regular games, and then suddenly not a montage, like a series of VR game trailers.
But yeah, but like with the horror stuff, like I think definitely like if I was ever to play that with VR, like I would be like traumatized for life because I'm already like not a big fan of the horror games. So if I play like a VR one, I'm like, wow, that's even more scarier. So it's like, you know, I could definitely tell a difference with that. So whenever they show like a trailer for a VR game and it's a horror one, I'm like, yeah, I'm never playing that. So
Wait, Tekken, have you tried VR yet?
no, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Isn't there somewhere at your work, Tekken, you just grab the goggles and go?
No, I don't think. Oh, I wouldn't do that. Like if someone else had their head on it, that's kind of gross to me.
I think
Don't be like
PlayStation.
that, Tekken. Tekken. One world, Tekken. One world. Come on.
Actually, yeah, I haven't heard about any PlayStation like VR demos in stores in a while, like since it launched. Did they stop doing those?
I'm not sure.
I gotta look that up. That is very interesting. Now they just want us hand it over to people who own them to do the marketing.
Maybe that's why we didn't hear about persistence in Archangel. It's like they're just like, whatever, dude. We're gonna let these things sell themselves, or like let the audience that's looking for them go and find them. Because man, once I saw that mech game, I was like, dude, I gotta play that. That is just what I've been
Yeah, I
waiting
think
for.
like that was the surprising thing. Like, well, in the past, every time they've talked about VR, they would quickly follow up with, "This is something we can't show you, so we're not even going to try. Go try it on the show floor." And then it was just like this really short thing. And this year, like they're like, "Well, yeah," or they didn't say anything, but the attitude felt like,
Actually,
"Yeah, we
maybe
can't show this."
that's
to
what
you.
it is, because like I've heard so many like anecdotes about like people trying VR, or people watching people try VR. Like maybe that like is like once you like do actually try it, it does like convert you, or it has like a high
Yeah.
conversion rate. So they're like, we don't even need to advertise this stuff. And then like Super Dragon, not Super Dragon, Sinister Dragon on Twitter just put super hot VR heart emoji.
Oh yeah,
Or symbol.
that game. I mean, it's already out on Vive, I think, but it is. I understand that it's very good. And now it'll be on PlayStation, the only VR I have, because it's cheap. Yeah, all the Experience PlayStation VR like things that they had been doing are gone from within 100 miles of my house. Well, this was basically a typical E3 for me. I wouldn't say it was disappointing. There wasn't, and I guess we've just had these amazing
Yeah.
highs in the past E3s.
2 years before this year, I've been like, dude, like top notch, cannot be topped,
Yeah,
and
it's
then we just
ridiculous.
like it had to even off eventually, and like have an off year,
Yeah.
and that was this year. Not to say it was a bad
And
year, it just wasn't as
even
good.
then, yeah, that's the thing. It's like in comparison, it wasn't as good.
But it was still like a solid showing.
Yeah,
Like
I'm-
to me,
I'm-
like to me, the analogy I would make was like this year's E3 conferences of Sony and Nintendo. It's like, yeah, Nintendo was like really, really good, but in my opinion, I think Sony had the better conference just because they had quantity and quality, while Nintendo's was like no misses. They just didn't have like the quantity that Sony had, but Sony was just like, dude, like, do you not see? If you don't see something that's here for you, just please take your PlayStation 4 and throw it out your window, and then like while it's laying in the street, take your hose of water and just like put some water on that and just break it all up and make it completely useless. Because you don't need
I've
one.
heard people say that this year's PlayStation conference was like not exciting because there were no lows. It was all like the same level of high throughout, and then it was just like, I feel nothing. I am numb in this nirvana.
See, to me, it's like the thing about theirs was like everything was a known quantity because we had seen it before, and then we got to see it again, but like more of it. But then the Shadow of the Colossus thing, that was like whoa, because I didn't see that. And then like the Spider-Man scene, like Spider-Man to like finally see it and then see how good it looked. It was just like even though we all knew it was gonna be amazing, it's like. I mean, after Horizon, dude, it's like, the bar's kind of been set, so it's kind of hard for Sony to, like, you gotta have a home run every effing time, dude, because it's like, you've set the bar so high for yourselves. You're like, you're your own worst enemy at this point, but, yeah, Spider-Man, I was like, F yeah, man, because, after I read Spear Spider-Man, I was like, I don't know if I can go back to Bad Luck Pete, but I'll give him a chance, because, man, that looks so fun. I don't care.
That's probably why, like, the Nintendo one felt so exciting. Like, it was things that you know about, like franchises that you like already, and then surprises on top of those franchises. So being surprised that new Metroid exists.
Yeah.
Being surprised that they're making like Yoshi and Kirby games for the Switch so soon, and yeah, like that's how that one did it.
And it is like the whole like we know that they've had the starting the year with Zelda and then ending with Mario, so it's like what's in between? Question mark, mysteries, and then we finally got to find out. And then on top of that, it's like new Metroid Prime and Pokemon next year probably. So look, please be excited. And who is
With
excited
the
by
Pokey and
Pokemon
the man.
or Metroid?
So PlayStation just was awesome all the way through with home run after home run after home run. So are you telling? And Nintendo surprised us because we weren't expecting much from them, so that's nice. And so what you're saying is the loser of this is the Xbox.
I'm not saying that, but I would agree with that statement.
The pathetic stain in gaming's underpants is Microsoft. Is that what you're saying?
That is
I
putting
would
words
say
in my mouth.
they had the most like typical press conference where they had people, like lots of different people, come out and tout how well they were going to be doing and how many games they had and how many games are coming and how everyone should be really happy. And it was like very typical. And then like the quantity of games that they showed, yeah, there were a lot. But I feel like, and this may be their fault in the past, like with the Rise of the Tomb Raider announcement, when they announced it as exclusive in 2016, was it 2015, 2016?
2015, I think.
Yeah, and it was just like everyone saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, Tomb Raider is exclusive to Xbox One. And later it came out, it was like, oh, it's not. It's like a timed exclusive that they're sort of hiding behind, the semantics or like the exact words that they had said. And then there was like a whole thing for a while, right? Like it was sort of back and forth. Like Tomb Raider's developers were like, oh, we can't really say, and then we can say, or we can't. And it was just like a very weird thing that they could not. Well, yeah, it was just really weird. So this year, when they did this sort of console launch exclusive, was their term. That is not unique to Xbox. Like PlayStation has been using that term for indie games in the past few years, but not like to the level that Xbox did a few nights ago. Like they basically everything they showed had the word exclusive, but also lots of like modifiers to the word exclusive. And it was very, you were sitting there trying to figure out in your mind, it's like, okay, this one is exclusive? Okay, this one is kind of exclusive. Okay, this one's exclusive. And then it was just like a huge, there was like a mess of computing in your mind happening as you're trying to be hyped, as they're trying to like hype you on a lot of this stuff. And like after the fact, when you look at it, it's like, so none of them are actually, like, none of these require me to buy, and now they're trying to sell the Xbox One X. Like, none of them require me to buy that one. They've only said that probably all of these games will run best on the Xbox One X, but they will still run amazing on the Xbox One S. And then the unspokens, like, they will also run amazing on PC, and later on, they will run somehow on PlayStation 4. And so, yeah, I think they still Xbox, like they still are trying to get away from the legacy of the Xbox One and everything that has happened since they announced it.
Yeah, for
I
me,
wouldn't say that it was bad. It was just like comparatively, yeah, I guess they were the losers.
yeah, of the first parties, comparatively easily, they were easily the worst. Just because, like in my like for me, in my perspective, they didn't have what like, well, not that they were ever gonna get me, but like what I needed was like more just like legit, true, genuine first party exclusives that like only on Xbox. But then we only had Forza and the rare pirate game and maybe some other stuff,
Mm.
like whatever. But it's like, like I'm pretty sure that was it. But like, I mean, they showed like so many indie and like smaller downloadable games. But like in my brain, I've been playing so many like awesome stuff like that on PS4. Where it's like I just know that there's like they like can't even compete. It's like, dude, like it's. I mean, that's like that's the other thing. It's like I'm so invested now in my PS4, which is like I didn't ever give them a chance, so it's like they never really had a chance. But then they didn't really try to try to like change their mind this year.
Yeah,
So it's like
they didn't try to expand beyond their 360 audience. It was very like in their mind. It's like, oh, we're holding back Halo and Gears. Like that's gonna get people. It's like how? Like you've already released a Halo and a Gears, and if those didn't work, like how are the new ones gonna do it? And Forza was there, but it's like that's the thing,
That's the John Madden of racing games.
Yeah, kind of. It's
But
just
in the spirit of, if you want to compare it with Gran Turismo, it's the Madden of the, the racing games.
they just they I how I've often drawn the comparison or the theory that Xbox just copies whatever PlayStation did the last generation. And they have failed in the important thing that PlayStation did in the PS3 era, which was pump money into first party exclusives, even if they're not going to outsell Halo or Gears. And they did that over and over again with like different God of Wars and different Uncharted's and different Infamous games, and they did all that. Never, none of the. I think the stat was like what all of them combined that one year did not outsell Gears 3 or something. um, but yeah, I think in the PS4 area, all that has paid off. Whereas, like, if you look at what Microsoft is doing, they don't have anyone. Like, there's no one to build them a new IP that people can love. Sea of Thieves actually does seem like it could be fun. Speaking from like Bridge Crew experience, like Bridge Crew is a really dull game, I think, on paper, and it looks really dull to watch, but then to play, it's actually really cool. And Sea of Thieves like reminds me of that when I see it.
well, they did have that I don't remember what they called it last year because it was like we're going to give developers that we don't own money to make first party games, kind of like Scalebound thing which fell through or whatever. Well, let's not talk about that. But then they didn't really have anything to show like in that regard for that initiative this year, so there wasn't really like really
Yeah,
anything to show of like, oh, this first party or this only on Xbox exclusive that's AAA that we're working on. Here it is.
I mean maybe that's coming, but I don't. It's different when you're behind and you buy exclusives like that, quote unquote. Uh, I don't think it makes people happy. Plus, the exclusives that you buy like that, I feel like to be worth it, you want to buy things that like existing IP that are really popular. Otherwise, they don't really make that much of a dent. Like Scalebound, were was that? Did that look really good to you?
I was not as on board as RPG was for sure. I was just like,
Mm.
whatever, dude. Dragons and swords and stuff, whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was
Dante,
like,
it's not
well,
Dante.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I mean, it's Platinum, so that's cool. But Platinum has, had a few critical flops already before Scalebound. So it's hard to say. It's easy when you are the like runner-up console or the console in last place to like cling to every every exclusive, no matter what it looks like. And I feel like that's what it was, more than people are really excited for Scalebound. But no, the big thing, and I've read this a lot of places, where it's like, did they convince anyone to buy an Xbox One X other than the people who were basically like, I don't care. You know, I saw the Scorpio specs when they released them on Digital Foundry. I'm buying it.
Hey, and how well are those specs really? If you guys are the trained professionals here. Now, if you look at these specs and you go, it's not that big of a difference.
Well, we're not professionals, but we've read about them, and
I'd like
yeah,
to
the
think that
professionals.
Tekken is very much professional. He lets me know that every day.
People have said that yes, it is indeed a very powerful machine, much more powerful than the PS4 Pro. But then, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, on the Easy Allies, for Daniel Bloodworth, like, he said that when he looked at, you know, Gran Turismo Sport on the Pro, running on a 4K screen versus Forza 7, like, Forza 7 actually does look better. So that is like a thing, but it's like, I mean, so what? Really?
I don't know if that's a fair comparison, actually. Like, Forza is a better looking game in the sense that, like, they have like a lot more effects, and like the screens when you're watching Forza, it feels a lot more lively and everything. And like Gran Turismo is more of it has like a Spartan look.
Well, he
So, like,
did
far less
mention
effects and
that
things
like the visuals that Gran Turismo was going for are completely different from Forza,
Yeah.
as far as like being more realistic. But he just said, like, on a graphical level, that there's like more artifacting and stuff like that, or not
Yeah.
like that, not a lot by like a lot, but there's like, you know, jagginess and weirdness on Sport versus
right.
Forza 7.
Yeah, Trop, watch your mouth there, because you're bad mouthing Gran Turismo in front of Tekken. All right, and that's sacrilegious. I'm surprised you're not banned. I'm surprised you're not banned from the podcast either. So if I got banned, you're gonna get banned.
I like
next.
Gran Turismo.
Oh, now you say it. Good,
I like
good.
the way
Get
it looks.
Get back in the good graces. Very nice. Good.
But then the problem with the Xbox One X, you know, it's the same thing with Scorpio. Is like, you need a 4K TV to take advantage of it, and then if you don't have one, you're only getting like a scratch on the surface of what it can do. So it's like, what's even the point if you don't have the however much you're willing to pay to get like however quality of 4K TV.
Well, if you do find a TV that has a scratch on the surface, you can probably get in a nice deal.
It's totally true.
Way to go, Tekken. Good thinking. Hey, there you go. Set yourself up good. Oops. Scratch on the surface. I'll take it. Half off.
I think the bigger problem for them is that made this requirement that Xbox One S games also, or Xbox One games that work on X also have to work on S. And so, yeah, it is like, yes, the most powerful console, but it's shackled to the, out of these two companies, like the least powerful console. And so, like, how are they going to deal with that? They can't do anything. Like, they can graphically, they can pump them up a lot on the Xbox One X to a certain degree, but then like it's still got to work on the older console.
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of Digital Foundry the last however many months I've been watching it, ever since Pro came out, and it's kind of converted me to the I don't need a Pro, or I don't need to upgrade because it looks good enough. And like the marginal increases in graphics that you do get, is it really worth it? Not really.
So that I would say, like, the hope of X, I think, lies in what else can the console. Like the coolest thing on the Pro, I think, for me, is like the better quality share videos. I understand like the X does have better quality share also compared to the One S. So But then, for like a sane person or for someone who hasn't bought one already, is that worth like paying twice as much for a console? Probably not.
No, and not when you get $10 for it on credit at your local GameSpot.
Yeah.
Love you, GameSpot. There you go. They rip you off.
They do.
No, they don't. Anyways, but it goes in. Well, wasn't there a bit of news that came down this week as I was preparing to not be on this show, and I got the news anyways? Was there not something that says the Xbox has backward compatibility, but not a lot of people are using it? Now, did you guys read that bit of news?
I saw it, but then I saw it was refuted, so I was like, whatever. So, but then they had the whole thing like on their at their conference about Xbox Duke era games. So it's like. But then that's like, why is that even a big deal? I mean, that just like shows and exacerbates the point of where's your first party. If you're like big features, we're gonna have old games, dudes. Have fun with your old games and not awesome new games that are awesome.
I mean, these were sort of the things that PS3 did in the early days. It's like, oh, we have a Blu-ray player. They don't. Oh, we have you can install Linux on the PS3, and you can't do that on the 360. It was like
you can fold
these
at home to
features
cure
that
cancer
exist, but
when you're
they
sleeping.
don't move the needle. There was also like crossplay was a thing that they talked about on PS3. It's like, yeah, you can with people on PC, and wouldn't it be awesome if you could like crossplay with other consoles? And then Microsoft at the time, being the leader, was like, no, it's closed off to everybody. We have to protect our Xbox Live members from everyone else. And then now that they're behind, it's like, oh yeah, we're totally opening it. They don't want to play with us now. And yeah, like backwards compatibility, I think is another one of those things where they touted a number during their press conference. They said like
385 or something.
Every person has played one backwards compatible, or like everyone has tried one or something.
I don't remember
for
that
every
far.
Xbox One.
Sorry, I had a joke there, but I won't say it. Anyway,
I think it matters to some people, but yeah, I don't think it gets a ton of use.
well, it's kind of like I don't know, because I had the PS 3 with the back compatibility, and I had and I loved it. That's but again, when you're playing games and it comes to online, then a lot of people, and this is what really drives these consoles now, is of course the online compatibility and all that. A lot of people aren't playing those older games, so therefore it's really moot to go and still play them when all your buddies are playing the latest game on the latest console. Go grab it. You know what I'm saying? So if people who wants to play SOCOM 2 on the PS2, love you SOCOM 2, or when you could play SOCOM 3 or something better on your PS3 with all your buddies. And that's where the point is, right? It's a great function, but there's very limited use in an online world.
Yes, but
I mean, for online multiplayer, yeah, but for me, it's like I still play my PS2 games on a regular basis, so it's like I'm glad it's a thing.
Yeah, I think these days people play for different reasons now. It used to be like, oh, I played games to have fun, to relax, and stuff like that. And these days, I think it's more likely that people appreciate older games because of like their legacy, and then like it's cool to play something, like the latest God of War, and then go back and play something like Primal, which those guys made, or like Connecticut, and it's like, oh, this is like an early game made by that studio. Like people are more. It seems like people are more aware of like studios and who made the games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, because like when I was playing the older Tekkens before Tekken 7 came out, I was like, man, Tekken 6, you suck. But
and I would like to discuss Tekken with you, Tekken, very sometime in this podcast before I die. Okay.
Okay.
There's many things I want to talk to you guys about. One is the game that I'm infatuated with. The other one is
yes.
the other one is E3 and the Fallout, because I know you guys will are bringing the goods to it. And number three is Tekken's infatuation with Tekken, and I want to know how he's enjoying the latest one. So, but let's keep with the E3 because that's a good. This is the juicy steak that we're biting into.
Steak.
Open club face sandwich. Aw.
Yeah.
So what was the most disappointing game that they unleashed? It's like, hey, we're bringing this game to E3. They bring it out, and it lands with a colossal dud onto the floor.
I don't think there was anything like that. I think like that's what makes me feel like it was a pretty good E3, even though it was maybe like less exciting. But that's because the previous ones were just ridiculous. E3s of Dreams, and the follow-up was somehow not a letdown.
Yeah, I would say there's nothing I saw where I was like, I don't know why this is here. That was like not a good showing. Everything was pretty good as far as like the stuff that they showed or anybody showed. I mean, maybe
sometimes
Bethesda with it would definitely be something from Bethesda just 'cause I don't like their games. But I'd have to think on it for a bit as far as like which one was it. Because Evil Within 2, man, that was a good like that. Wolfenstein 2, that trailer for Evil Within 2 though was like really good. Wolfenstein 2 was like just good because it totally in the darkest timeline where we're at right now. It was like this is the game we need in our time. And it probably would have been the Quake whatever MOBA or not MOBA but like Quake Champions because it's just like the weird no release date but come to QuakeCon and try to get $1 million but not get $1 million because you're not as good as the pros are going to be here. It's a trap.
Well, like the game didn't look bad. That was the thing. Like even the known quantity games. Like sometimes they bring them and it's like, oh, that looked terrible.
Oh yeah, I guess if I would have seen EA's, I would have said some EA Sport game, but I didn't watch EA's, so.
Oh, I guess maybe NBA Live 18. That had a bad showing.
Because EA probably had like, the worst conference of everybody, so it probably been something from them, and like probably something in the EA Sports showcase.
But no, like this year I came out of EA like more excited about Madden and FIFA than ever before. Cinematic mode in Madden? That's yeah, I'm gonna get that. Oh, the sale's still going on, right? I need to get FIFA 17. What is happening?
It's actually pretty cool that they like have like the sequel to that still follow like the career of that same dude.
That is really cool. But no, yeah, it's been really good. Like NBA Live is the only thing that I can think of, and that's like after I thought about it. even the new Sonic game looks pretty decent.
Or the Devolver Digital, like just the weirdness, the grindhouse of the Devolver Digital, not really a press conference.
That was insane.
That was just more of a FU to, or I guess it was more of a parody / FU to the industry taking itself too seriously. Gamer says.
Did you watch the whole thing?
No, I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh.
Because I saw like tweets about it and I was like, what is going on? And then I was
very weird.
I like watched it at the beginning. I was like, dude, I'm not watching this whole thing.
So bloody.
Gamer might be around. Let me see. Live from LA.
Background on what we understand has happened to Gamer. First day, he went in at open, and then later tweeted at 5:30 p.m. to say that he had only tried one game all day because he was in line for over 4 hours, and it was Call of Duty.
But apparently today you got to actually play some stuff. So
yeah,
that was nice.
You got to play Destiny. You got to play Mario Odyssey. Like those should be pretty packed. So that's lucky. Although today was the longest day of E3, so maybe it was more open, or people got discouraged from waiting in line for 4 hours yesterday and
like,
decided not to go back.
Because I thought Gamer even himself said he was like just going to go to the Coliseum thing.
Yeah. that gamer?
Tekken, did you get a Destiny gun like the Big Show did
No,
today?
I did not get a Destiny gun ever.
A real life Destiny gun?
Nor do I need or want one.
Don't be jelly.
Whatever.
You sound very bitter.
I'm
when
not.
you're
I'm with that game. F it.
But it keeps calling you back, and you can't. All the time you put into it, you don't want to just let it go. So you always come
Dude,
back.
I will drop that like a bad memory
Sure.
or a bad dream.
Listen, I already saw you, and you had that big old post saying, "Hey, there's nobody around to raid, so I'm just gonna party."
I'm just gonna party. That is not what I said.
Hard drive party.
Hard drive party. That's right.
Woo! Transferring files.
Hey, I save so much space on my hard drive with that. It's great. I love the external hard drive feature.
Gamer, are you arrived? Not sure what's happening there.
He's getting mugged.
No.
That's what they do in LA. They mug you.
Are you there, gamer?
Oh my god.
There it is.
Gamer? Is that you?
I told you it's the muggers. They've gotten his phone now.
They got his phone.
He got his phone. They're calling you up.
Take the swag. Give back gamer.
Yeah, if there's a ransom, we don't negotiate with terrorists. But the thing is, he got to play Destiny Tech, and here you are, still playing that old brick of a game, and yet here he is. He's playing the brand new one. Doesn't that entice you?
No, it doesn't.
'Cause what-
It's the same
doesn't that-
thing they showed at the F-Bean unveiling, anyway.
No, don't be like that. There's a real life gun there.
Oh, we lost
And they gave it to the Big Show because the Big Show is a great Destiny. You can't be wrong with the Big Show. The Big Show is a 7-foot giant who plays Destiny. You can't beat that.
LeVar Burton was there to see Destiny 2 actually today.
See,
Jordy plays Destiny.
see,
That game,
and so
that game is a cancer to the industry.
wow. You call your love that? That's horrible.
I don't love that game. I'm counting down the days when I can delete it from my PS4 hard drive.
That game is your sweet mistress, which you come back to after all the other games play you. You go back and play it, and it just makes you feel so good. It makes you feel bad inside, but you still play it.
Whatever.
Your sweet, sweet mistress. Absolutely. Tekken, you're gonna get number 2. We know that. I'm not gonna.
I am not. What is
I'm
what
not
is
pre-
what is
I'm
what?
not pressuring you to get the game because I don't have to. You're going to get the game. It's that simple because
whatever.
as soon as they put some of that gun candy or whatever they put out there, they're like, oh, I can get the cloak of Gargamel. You'll absolutely go for it. You will be right on there playing it one more time and hating yourself every single second, but it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, Buff. Did you get Marvel Heroes Omega?
No, I was
Oh.
going to actually ask you about that. How much do you enjoy? So is it kind of like the old Marvel games for the PS2 and all that, or PS3?
Kind
yes.
Marvel Alliance?
because it is the same
Except
style.
it's just one character.
Yeah, until you get like 500 and something shards of whatever it is to get another free one.
Then, or is it you pick? Hey, here's Thor. Okay, that's good. Or do you start with a low tier guy like say like Winter Soldier or something like that, and then you build up and you get the shards, and then you can say, oh, you upgraded to a Brother Voodoo.
You can play any character level 10, but after that you have to either buy them or stick with them as your one main character.
And how do you feel about that?
I think that's a good idea because then you can actually like try them all before you're stuck with them and regret something.
Just like Destiny.
It is a grind to get more characters.
And so, what is your favorite character so far, Tekken?
There's obviously no question there. My favorite character is Cyclops. Duh.
Oh, he's in the game.
But
Skip. That murderer. Skip.
Whatever. He was cosmically corrupted. Okay, they even have like How'd you enjoy that little sidestep of how they explain it? Cosmically corrupted. There you go. The perfect
corrupted.
defense I can have next time we put him on trial, because the last time you weren't hearing any of that.
Yeah, because he'll be killing again in no time. Absolutely. Didn't he die?
He did.
Good.
In Death of X or whatever.
Yeah. Good. Good. See you later.
Whatever. Don't even get me started about the whole Inhuman thing and Terrigen Mist and all that Impox crap. That's just stupid Marvel, and they hate the mutants because
they're trying to make the Inhumans the new X
Cinematic Universe.
Because Fox
crap.
because Fox owns the X-Men movie franchise, so therefore they can't really do much. Just like the Fantastic Four, a great team, and all of a sudden they create those crap movies. Now they're tainted. Let's get rid of them for a while. The very first super team in Marvel, and out they go. Treated like yesterday's garbage because of Cyclops. So thanks a lot, Cyclops.
Whatever. Ugh.
He kills everything. But that's good. Is Christian on, or is he still mugged?
I don't know. I asked him on the thingy if he's had technical issues, but
Like he's not.
Yeah, my headset won't work.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Look, he's not even looking at us on this picture. There, it's like he's just distracted. He's like, whatever. I'm here. I'm at E3. Whatever.
Is the show floor closed now?
It's closed now, yeah.
Oh. How was day 2?
It's much better. Much, much better.
Were there like a lot less people? What happened?
No,
Very
sorry
few
about my
lines.
voice, by the way, because I haven't eaten or drank anything
Oh my gosh.
since 6 in the morning.
Jeez.
Forgive me if I sound like shit. But, because, like,
And that's
that
vodka
said,
and cheese.
she's like, no, she's like, don't eat
Don't
anything
eat
there.
the.
And then I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck am I eating? Like, there's food trucks, but it's like, I have like, I don't know. Like the selection wasn't that great for food trucks, but that's why I had to like skip it because it was like Japanese food, and I was like, I don't want Japanese food for lunch. I just want like a burger, and like, they're like the fast food joints are super far away from. They're like 30 minutes away from the convention center. So I was like, oh my god.
I hear
I'll
it
just
now.
I'll just stick it out.
You
But yeah,
just
day
died.
2 was much better. Hello?
Yeah. Yeah. We're
Yep. No, we hear
Oh,
you. But
It's
it
much
does
better.
sound like you're dying.
So, what did you try besides Destiny 2 and Mario today?
I watched another demonstration of Spider-Man,
Ooh.
and I just watched a bunch of like people just playing because I didn't want to stand in line anymore. I was like, oh my god, I'm exhausted. So I watched people play the Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Oh, cool.
It is probably the coolest thing like, since the early like PlayStation days for Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
Because like Budokai kind of, I don't know, those games were kind of iffy. Like
Dude,
the 3D.
Budokai 3 is like one of the best ever games. You're out of your mind.
No, but like the whole, it went to like the 3D aspect,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
PS.
That's what I was saying
Generation.
last week.
But like this 2D version is awesome. It's basically just Dragon Ball Z with the, what do you call that? Tag in, tag out assists from, it's like Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
That's interesting.
They're just assisting in and out, and like there's like supers, and it looks amazing. It looks like the cartoon, and it's not because it's in 3D. It's
Oh,
awesome.
man.
And then I just headed over to the theater they had just to watch some dev commentary or whatever. So I saw like a clip of Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Oh.
So interesting, like it's not being voiced by the main character anymore. It's voiced by someone else because she can't act because of that strike.
Yep.
So it's voiced by someone else, and it's developed by someone else.
Oh, so it's not Don't
So it's
Nod.
like, no, it's not Donut. It's
Oh.
Idle Minds. or whoever they rebranded themselves as. I forgot what was the name of the company. Yeah. And that was pretty much day 2. It was just that.
How was Destiny 2?
Destiny 2 was amazing. Even though I was kind of kicked out at the boss, because like we were there during their quote unquote free time, because all the slots, like if you reserve a slot, all the day is consisted of those RSVPs. So there's no like, you can't just stand around and say, oh, can I go in? No, it's all appointment only. It's like, oh my god.
Wow.
Because like it's stupid, because their appointment application, what's called PlayStation Experience, it crashes as soon as you try to make an appointment. At the very moment, 1,000 people are trying to make the same appointment. So I was like, oh Jesus Christ.
Man.
So
was there a 7-foot giant playing Destiny? And did he have a gun around on his shoulder or anything like that?
I think that was yesterday.
That's the thing. There was, I think it's only if you're playing the multiplayer match, because they won. Activision has this booth of Destiny 2 multiplayer and Call of Duty multiplayer. Like when you go inside, it's like a freaking experience or whatever. So I was in the Call of Duty side, so everything's like war themed. And there's a soldier, this actor comes out and says, "Attention, soldiers, you're gonna go into battle." I'm like, what? I just want to play multiplayer, man. Give me a controller.
I don't want to go.
I swear to God, it was the worst fucking line experience I've ever had. It was like 2.5, 3 hours to get inside these 3 rooms, and each room was consisted of waiting 30 minutes. And then you're just watching a video or watching this actor speak, and then you just go into the multiplayer match, which takes like 15 minutes.
How do you think that actor feels? Because he knows you hate him, and he still has to say his lines.
It was the most oh my god! It was like the hilarious, because like the second actor, the cue, like he says something like, "The battle is not won yet," or something, or some keyword that he shouts, and then someone is supposed to press play in like a video, and the video never shows up, so he just like just shoots the shit. He's like, yeah. Reinhardt from Overwatch won't be in here, but maybe his grandpa will be in this game. Probably. It was like, because it was like the last showing, I guess. Oh my god! Wow. But the game itself, it's Call of Duty. They added like there's a new war mode, which is pretty much just like objectives for each team, and they have to complete it. And as you complete the objectives on your side, it advances your movement on the map. That was okay, but man, waiting 5 hours for 15 minutes was brutal.
So what was the longer line? Was it the line to play Destiny or the line to play Call of Duty?
They were both the same amount of time to go inside.
Now you're
Destiny. Oh, Destiny today. Oh, it was much shorter because I just ran to the Destiny kiosk, and I was kicked out because like, remember, it's only for RSVP. So the free time I was like able to like finagle my way in. Within like the first 18 people I think they said was like, oh, you're able to play at least some minutes. So me and the 2 other guys I was with, we were able to get to the boss, but we were only able to get it down like a third of its health, and then we were kicked out. I got a T-shirt, so.
Oh, that's fine.
I played Destiny and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
But it looked great because they were playing it on like PS4 Pros and 4K TVs. It looked amazing.
Wow.
It looked clear. Oh man, no more aliasing, so that was great.
So you're saying this is a surefire hit for Tekken when it comes out?
Oh yeah, that's but yeah, it was a good time. Like after Destiny 2, I went over to, like I was just wandering around, then like someone shouted, "Oh, we're opening the line for Mario Odyssey," so I just ran there. And like people, as soon as like within like a couple minutes, it was closed already. I was like, oh jeez.
Wow.
But the line for that station was moving fast because they had like 30 kiosks just full of Mario Odyssey. So they were able to turn out people left like really fast. That was a fun game, by the way.
So what is the etiquette there at E3 when it comes to like they call it? Is there anybody stampeding over small children, or is it actually very polite?
It's
I
kind
get
of polite. Because they tell you, like, I was there, like, 7:15, and by the time it was, like, 9:30, some guy came out shouting, "Do not push and serve. Do not run. Walk calmly." They're like, people are like, yeah, I walk calmly, right? There was no shoving. Everyone's like, because like when you're squished in. We're like sardines, man. We're like sardines in this freaking huge ass space, and like
and you
we're
haven't
like,
eaten,
right now.
and you're
Yeah, I haven't
dehydrated,
eaten.
and you're seeing unicorns, and
Exactly.
and you're
And
like,
there's
give me a freaking game.
I just really hate how squished in. Like we always have to be squished in. Just like, oh, we need to let more people like line up. Like, no, we don't. Like, it's never to like, go through all the people. Like, let us like breathe. Jeez. Like they were handing out like freaking what do you call that? Gushers, just so that people are hungry or something. I don't know. Gushers.
What?
You get buffet or something before we go in.
Gushers is a fruit candy, technically, just in
Yeah.
case you're.
No, I know what it is. I'm just saying that's
Okay.
that's insane.
And someone said like Gushers. This guy behind me was like Gushers. He's like, so he just throws it back. He's like,
Wow.
Thought we were having steak.
That's great.
oh, yeah.
I denounce your food that you give me. So, have you seen any celebrities there? Besides the Big Show playing Destiny, because Destiny's the greatest game. Because
I didn't show Big Show though. I didn't see him, but he was around. I saw Reggie in the flesh,
Oh man.
Mm.
and I saw what do you call that? The main producer for Call of Duty, because he was walking around while we were inside those 1 or 3 rooms or whatever, and they were like he had like 2 bodyguard items. Like, what the fuck is that shit?
Glenn Schofield?
Not him. It was like the Michael Condrey, whatever,
Oh.
blonde-haired guy. And I saw Troy Baker in the Shadow Mordor thing at the conference, Novo conference, at the E3 Coliseum. So that was pretty good. Yeah. Well, I saw like the YouTubers. I saw what's his face, the guy with who always wears like a wrestling belt.
Hip hop
Hip-hop
gamer.
gamer?
Hip Hop Gamer. I saw him while coming out of Spider-Man. He was trying to get in.
Oh.
And then I saw Triforce. You know Triforce? He
Yeah.
wears like that power glove.
Yeah.
I saw him filming everyone in the morning before we went in. But that's pretty much it in terms of like celebrities.
So what's the plan for tomorrow then? Sandwiches?
Nah.
Sandwiches.
No, I eat like a cookie before I go, so I'm okay. it's just the drinks. Like I'm constantly dehydrated because I'm just walking everywhere, and like I'm gonna run to because I saw it when I was walking by. Nvidia had Destiny 2 60 frames set up on PC,
Ooh, yeah.
so I'm gonna run there and play that. And I'm gonna try to get into the Monster Hunter showing. And probably Detroit because I wanted to play it, but I was just watching someone. It was just like the what do you call that?
The
demo
investigator, or the
It was an
crisis
investigative
dude.
demo. Yeah,
Hostage
you're in the
situation.
hostage situation. Yeah.
Mm.
So I think I'll just watch whatever they're showing in the theater because like, in the theater, through the app, it's much easier to reserve your seat because in the demo stations, it's only like 18 slots reserved. So it's like, how am I gonna get a slot? But in the demo theaters, they allow like 67 or 66 people in.
Yeah.
So I have a better chance of getting to the theater rather than playing at the demo station.
Uh-huh.
But I do want to play a bunch of stuff. Like there's a bunch of like games I've never even heard of before this week, and I just want to try them, but there's just no time.
And these are like major releases or just
They're like smaller games, like for PSVR, like that Moss game with the rat. or the
okay.
mouse.
Did you
That looks
see
massive.
Archangel or Persistence? For
They're
VR?
there at the demo, but
The
Can't really-
persistence.
you could see someone play it, but that's about as close I can get to it.
Did you see anybody play those?
Yeah,
Do they
they're
look good?
They look every PS VR game through the 2D social screen, whatever, looked pretty good.
Huh.
But it's hard to tell because like within the headset's a different experience, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
So I saw Archangel Dude, I was like, man, I want me some PSVR. I want
Yeah,
a mech
Archangel
game.
definitely looks good. It looks like a really good-looking mech game, like on the 2D screen. But like even Star Child looked pretty good, even though it's like the 2D over like god-looking thing.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Is Star Child a platformer? Could you tell?
seemed like not a platformer, but it's
Because
like
apparently Moss is a platformer.
yeah, Moss is a platformer for sure. But like Star Child is like probably like a puzzle adventure-ish Metroid. I don't know. Type. It's like all these different genres mixed up. They look
Uh-huh.
cool. Definitely look cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys should go next year.
It's like part horror story and part like really awesome stuff.
Yeah,
And, like
yeah. Just don't go to the multiplayer stations at all.
And
Go
don't
through-
expect them to have gushers every time.
these fruit snacks don't have juice in them.
I denounce the snack.
And there's like there's a bunch of you could tell it's a bunch of media just like running around and like they're like positioning themselves in between booths, like filming segments. Like, oh man, it's hectic. Very hectic.
So we've been talking about the hits and the misses here at E3. So we'll talk to the man who's on the floor right now. What do you consider so far to be the big hit out of all like
Darwin
put everything
is there.
together? Yeah,
I think from like people.
that's
and
why I'm
from our
asking him,
material
Tekken.
Is that Mario Rabbids game
Yep.
has been a hit so far with people. I've been going crazy. Like the line for that is like super long.
That's
so
really interesting
Wow.
because, like, I mean, that's cool for me just because, like, you know, maybe my dreams of finally getting that Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, on console again, like, long dream that's been dead, is like, you know, it will be happen once Mario makes the genre popular and everybody's like, oh man,
Yeah.
yes, tactical RPGs, let's do it.
Mario XCOM.
Yes,
Man,
please.
XCOM totally got a boost from, is like going to get a boost from that, I hope too, because man, they deserve it.
So was XCOM 2 better than the first one? I'm thinking of picking it up, but I haven't heard much good things about it.
RPG liked it.
RPG. Oh, well, there you go. Love you, RPG. There you go. Christian, you know he had me banned from the podcast, and I can only come on here when he's not around. Did you know that?
what?
That I've been banned from this podcast as long as RPG is here, and when the RPG
Oh.
isn't, that's when Tekken can go and ask
Free
me.
reign. Free reign, huh?
Exactly. That's right.
So, Gamer, did you watch any of the press conferences or all the press conferences?
I watched all of them except for Ubisoft. I just watched like the highlights from that thing.
Beyond Good and Evil 2? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's a totally different direction.
Yeah.
It's like F this, F that. Okay.
That's what everyone was thinking. Like when we were watching
Yeah, like
it,
me
it's
and
like,
Tropical RP
it
were watching
seems
it
like
live. and
too
we're like, that's
mature
cursing
for Beyond Good
for
and
Beyond
Evil.
Evil. Because at first I'm like, it's Beyond Evil because Pig Dude, but then I'm like, wait a minute, that's a lot of F bombs.
Yeah, they're not gonna get the casual market without title. That's for sure. I think it's maybe they're intending like, oh, these people grew up already.
15 years
when
Yeah.
they first played Beyond Good and Evil, so it's like maybe they're already adults right now.
It's fine.
I wonder if it's gonna sell though, because it's kind of a weird concept.
Is it like, does it have a presence on the show floor at all, or is it just
No.
not? Okay.
No. Ubisoft is only showing Far Cry 5, and they're showing off Assassin's Creed Origins, which looks gorgeous, man.
Really?
Of course, they're putting it on Xbox One X's. God, It's like really hard to see that. Xbox One X.
Extreme.
It looks like just pristine, man. Like the textures are popping up and just amazing.
Wow. Could not tell that from the stream.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
So what do you consider to be the either the big disappointment or the big dud of what you've seen so far?
The big dud.
Tekken says Destiny.
I did not say Destiny.
In your heart, you did.
That kind of
Like
goes
Days
without saying.
Gone?
They didn't
And then
even,
you asked it for forgiveness.
whatever. They didn't even like show
So-
that like they just showed a different trailer. They didn't even like show anything really when they showed it at someone's conference.
Mm.
What, Destiny?
Yeah.
They showed the main big bad.
Here,
Gamer,
talk.
really?
That was the thing.
It's like okay.
What do you want them to show?
I
You're
didn't
banned.
care. I'm just saying
You're
like
banned
what
from
they
the
showed. It
podcast.
wasn't like super awesome.
Gamer and Trapper banned from the podcast. Just gonna be just Tekken and I till RPG comes back, and then I'm out, and then I'm out too. But no big dud that came up to him that brings you to mind.
As a big dud, maybe Days Gone because it's just the same game as last year, and they keep on showing off that game. Like, why?
Now is that the one with the hillbillies and the you can play like 5 different characters and they're trying to take down this militia?
That
And the
is
guy
n-
thinks he's God.
That is not.
Oh, that's Far Cry.
Days gone by. Yeah. Which one's that? Which of that? What's game's that then,
That's
Tech?
the one where he threw the bear trap down, and the dude got stuck in the bear trap, and then you had all the freakers, which are zombies, and they like ran to the people.
No, this one doesn't have. This is kind of like a. Oh, it's the new Far Cry. Sorry, that's it. It's the new
Oh.
Far Cry that's like that. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Here.
You just said that.
Oh man.
So what would you say were your, as far as like the press conferences, like your highs and lows, gamer?
High was God of War. That looked intense, man. Like all the just simple battles look really good in that game. It looks gorgeous. Looks gorgeous.
And the snake,
The snake wants to help you, so that's killer.
and only this, this
But
one knows what
it
to
kind of sucks that they didn't have a demonstration for that or a theater for that game, even though it's supposed to be coming out next
early
spring.
2018, yeah.
Yeah, so that was weird.
Wait, so how did you streamed the PlayStation conference, right?
Oh wait, let me tell you guys, I could have gone there.
Oh,
It was like
yeah, we saw your
9 in
tweet
the
when
morning.
like
It
you
was
went
9 in
there,
the
and then like
morning.
nobody was there, and then like you said it was
Nobody
like
was there
closed.
except for two people. I didn't want to ask the 2 people that were there. I was like, "Are you standing in line?" It was like 9 in the morning, right? And it was like, okay, because I just want to see how far it was from the place I was staying at. I was able to like go within like 30 minutes, no problem. But it was 9 in the morning. There's 2 guys there with E3 badges, so probably they're public. I don't know, but they were. But when I saw other people like checking in, they were like looking at a list. I was like, oh shit! I'm assuming already like, oh, you have to be invited to this thing. But the thing is, I was like looking at my watch and like thinking, this thing is at 6 p.m. I am not gonna wait here 9 hours so that I could get my like glory shot and watch the thing live with my eyes. So I just like ordered some Subway and just like went back to the place and just like was in bed looking through my phone. And that was a much better experience, to be honest, because I would have been cooked by then. 9 hours in the sun. There was like no shade too, wherever the place was at. At least I took a picture of the place, so with the banners, but that's about it.
Wow.
And plus, the conference was kind of subdued. Like it wasn't really.
Well, apparently it was
As-
really
all the-
intense there.
Yeah, with
Because of all the
effects.
effects and stuff.
Oh, with the whole 4Ds thing, yeah.
Yeah, like the fire.
The smoke and the snowflakes and the waterfall and the bodies hanging from the ceiling and the pyro.
But like man, it's not as hype as like the previous 2 years where
Yeah,
they're like,
Gamer.
oh, here's
it was
this.
it was definitely a not as good as the last two, but it was still good.
It was still good, but yeah.
Not an E3 of dreams.
And then they explain like, oh, they're holding back. It's like for later in the year. It's like, oh, of course, PSX. That's where their main big thing is going to be. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Sony subdued Microsoft. Ugh, God, like what? Except for Anthem, which looked freaking amazing.
Yep.
It's like Destiny on fucking cocaine. There's like and like they're jetpacking everywhere. It's like, oh shit, this is fucking amazing. Who needs ships? You can just jetpack anywhere. But that's not gonna be until next year fall. It's like, oh jeez, so far away. But other than that, Microsoft was like totally deaf. Like $500, 4K, third party support, Xbox first.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. So like, yeah. Ubisoft I didn't see Ubisoft, and then I didn't see Nintendo, but I heard people went crazy when they showed Metroid stuff. So
Yep. It was great.
are you gonna get
Pretty
Switch now?
exciting.
Not now, but I will eventually.
I almost bought a Switch today. They're in stock in certain places right now, and I was like, do I want it? I mean, I do. Do I want? And it came down to like, I don't really want the gray one because it looks kind of ugly. I think that's the only reason that I haven't bought it. Otherwise, the Kingdom Battle game, like I pre-ordered that one yesterday, and I was like, all right, now I need a system, and I want to play ARMS, which comes out on Friday, so come on, we gotta find one. And I was not expecting it, but today I was like, oh my gosh, I did find one. There's a bunch of places that have them, and yes, they're forcing bundles. And I was like, but I'm okay with that. I also want to play the Zelda game, and that is being bundled with it. But on the other hand, like, yeah, I think I would rather get the neon one, so maybe I won't end up with a Switch by Friday.
I mean, they're selling different colored Joy-Cons, though, so eventually it's not going to matter if you get a gray one tropical. You can just buy different
I guess that's true.
But
Joy-Cons.
it's people want to spend what $70 on colors.
Well, like for ARM, or are the colored ones more expensive?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
they're the same price.
They're the same.
Isn't it like,
Okay.
It's like $35 a controller,
There's
isn't
like a
it?
neon one coming out soon anyway.
Yeah, the one for Splatoon is like yellow or something like
Yeah.
that, and so, and I will need another pair for ARMS, but all right. Well, we'll see if they're still in stock after we're done with this.
Now, how well is the
Score one for
Switch
Tekken.
selling? That's right. How well is Nintendo's new console selling? I've not heard any numbers.
It's selling really good. Like, it's hard to find.
Yeah, I think it's already up to 2 million.
That's Nintendo's way.
I'm just saying, like, you can't on a normal basis walk into a store and find one probably.
I've yet to see like a real Switch box anywhere. Yeah, apparently it's doing really well.
Xbox One and its amazing superior graphics and game capabilities.
Extreme.
Oh man, we're gonna have so much fun on the podcast when Switch is out selling Xbox One X and we just like make so many extreme jokes. It's gonna be so great. I can't wait. Selling
Back
extremely
to the
bad.
Bro box.
Let's see. So, let's see. So I guess we can go on to the second segment of what are you wanting, since we've already discussed the what have you seen and stuff.
I'll just start by saying this is a typical E3, which means I want everything.
Tropical.
But I'm most surprised by Madden. Like, I really want that. I'm very surprised by the Rabbids game being a Mario XCOM game, so that one is like super exciting for me right now. And then just like all the VR stuff. I just want to play all of them.
Well, for me, on my list, I have A Way Out, Metro Exodus, The Last Night, Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2. I mean, I have here penciled in Anthem, but you know, I don't. It's like you know, on paper that it's on there, but you know, until I find out how much of a grind it is, there's Switch stuff, but since I don't have a Switch, I'm not going to talk about it. Whatever. Far Cry 5, I'm getting, of course. I mean, I'm not getting it day one because it's a tiered release, so you know, I don't want to buy the gold edition for $100 because I'd rather just wait and get it for like super cheap later on and get all the stuff. So I'm not doing that anymore. Like that, yeah. There's a bunch of games where it's like, you know, because of the tiered release, I'm not getting them. That's Battlefront 2.
So like game of the year edition at $60. That's okay, right? When it has everything.
Yeah, when it has everything. Yeah.
Okay.
But if it doesn't, then it's like F that game. But yeah, Far Cry 5 for sure. South Park also. I love the. Oh man, just.
Did you watch the demos this week?
Oh, I didn't. Did they actually play it?
Yeah.
It looked good.
The demo on the show floor is like, or maybe it's at the press events. I don't know. The video I've seen from different places is like super, like yeah, very very crude.
I don't know how they're getting away with it too.
Yeah.
When a kid is lap dancing another guy, how are they getting away with
mini
it?
game?
Yeah. I thought that too when I played Stick of
lengthy
Truth,
mini game.
and like there's that whole section with the pedophile and like the photography scene. It's like, what? How did they put that in here? And he's just like, yeah, take that off too. Take that off. It's like, whoa, this is like way over the line, ESRB. Did you not screen this game? Because this is very inappropriate right now. Unless it just like fits under the M rating, so whatever. Do what you want. But yeah, Assassin's. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm so surprised that everybody's talking about Assassin's Creed because really, I made fun of Forza being the Madden, but really, it's Assassin's Creed is the Madden when it comes to non-sports games because every year we get another edition of it.
Well, they took a year off though, or a couple years off. So.
Oh, sorry, a couple years off. Sorry. What are they up to? 15?
Well,
15
well, for
15
me, it's
games
like
now?
after 3, I stopped caring about them anyway. It's just I really like the ancient Egyptian aesthetic and motif, so it's kind of like, you know, I like the whole, you know, yeah, Egypt, Africa, back to the homeland for me anyway. So yeah.
If you count the movie, they didn't take any time off.
Optical.
It's just been Assassin's Creed every year.
Wow.
That's another one with the season pass, so not getting
At least for me. Did you just say at least for me?
Yeah,
That's
I
my
did.
home. At least for me. That's horrible.
What? Okay, fine.
You're
The cradle of all life. Whatever.
Hey, the circle of life.
Let's see. Crew 2 looked cool, but I'll probably just wait for a $20 price drop on that for the gold edition because I have enough racing games in my life right now. So yeah.
So where was the Hot Shots Golf demo?
That was at the demo or the like where did they show it? Because it was on the pre-show for the Sony thingy.
Yeah.
Okay, is there a chance to play it?
If you're at E3,
Because it must be getting close to release.
It comes out
Coming
August
out
29th.
really soon. Yeah.
When's it coming out?
August 29th.
August 29th? Okay. You gonna pick that up, Tekken?
No.
$40, $30.
Come on, Tech. That's an easy win for you.
I got Star Wars Battlefront and we never played together, and then we never
Calm
played
down.
Destiny. So no, I'm not getting that.
Listen, I set up a night to play, and you didn't show up, so I won again by forfeit. So
Whatever.
just remember that.
Whatever. Maybe I will get it just to beat you. Oh, how about that? There we go. In your face.
I never played that game after you stood me up that night.
Whatever.
Wow.
You stood me up, Tekken, and it broke my heart. It broke my gamer's heart.
How could I stand you up if I told you I wasn't going to be there? How's that standing you up?
Because you should have took the day off.
Whatever.
He said, listen. Instead of scratching up TVs to get for half off, you should have just said, listen, I want to take the night off, boss. And they'd say, sure thing, Mr. Adams. Anything for you. Please don't be mad at us again.
Oh yeah, that's what they would have said.
That's right.
Whatever. Um,
Too many jokes. Anyway, I don't want to be banned again, so I'm just not saying as much as I wish I could say.
Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff next year, so I guess I'll just leave out stuff that's coming out next year, even though I already said stuff that comes out next year. So.
What about the new Red Dead game? Did they show anything there for that?
No, it's still next year because it got delayed. So there you go.
Okay. I was asking Gamer, but that's okay. You can just interject you want Tekken because you're not there. You could have seen something.
It wasn't there. They were only showing Marvel Superheroes 2.
Oh, sweet.
Marvel Superheroes 2. What?
Yeah, sequel.
It's not from.
Does it have that crappy Cyclops guy in it?
Most likely.
Wait, what? What is Marvel Superheroes 2, Gamer?
That's
It's
the Lego game.
game.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Marvel, not Lego.
I said Marvel.
Yeah.
Wait.
Lego Marvel.
Oh.
Lego Marvel.
Okay, you confused me when you said that because I was like, Marvel
Oh.
Superheroes 2, huh?
Oh.
Anywho,
Tekken, I was just joking, okay, about standing you up. You've been on a rampage ever since I mentioned it, okay? I apologize. don't just like we've known each other for like over 10 years, so don't get mad at me, all right? Just
No.
I'm sorry. I thought but you've gone on a tangent now. You're yelling at Gamer. You haven't even brought Trop into the conversation lately. I'm sorry, all right? Let's just bygones be bygones, and we'll go on with it, all right? You don't have to get hot shots. Yeah, that's fine. I'll kick your ass anyways if you got it, but that's okay. You can just let's all be friends now before I get banned again, okay?
whatever.
There you go. That's a yes from Tekken. Whatever.
Well, I guess if I get PlayStation VR, effing Archangel and effing Persistence, because man, unless Persistence isn't this year, but
Nope.
man,
Persistence is this year.
yay!
The Persistence.
Is that the actual name for the game, Effing Angels? 'Cause I don't know how well that's gonna sell, Tekken. I'm sorry.
That's not the name. It's Archangel.
Who's Effing Archangel? Oh, that's not
There's
even
no
better.
F in it.
Okay, I'm just saying, whoever the marketing person was for that game is not. I think they might be looking for a new job.
Let's see. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'll wait for price drop since it has the stupid season pass for characters thing. I kind of want the figures, but I already made them, so whatever. Horizon expansion, Uncharted DLC, Ni no Kuni 2, Undertale. Even though I'm kind of like, it'll be cheap, so it's like whatever. Even though it's probably going to end up being like a lot of people said this game's awesome, but I disagree. Whatever. I guess everybody's golf now because Buff's like making me get it.
Darn right. We're gonna have game nights, and we're gonna get Mega Man, and we're gonna get Richie Burton, and we're gonna get Gamer, and we're gonna get Trop, and we're gonna get you, and we're gonna ban RPG from it, and see how he feels about it, and then we're gonna have a great golf night. $30, you can't beat that. You can't beat that with a stick. It's an awesome thing.
Oh yeah, speaking of $30, I was about to be interested in Lawbreakers, but then I saw there's like a different version that has like skins in it for 40, and I was like, dude, you can't like say that and then do that. So whatever. And it's multiplayer only anyway, so. Whatever.
So $10 more just for skin. It's not any added on levels or anything like
it's
that.
the principle, dude.
No.
I just made a YouTube video about this. Yeah, it is a deal breaker. So yeah.
Deal breaker.
Is Hidden Agenda this year?
Yeah. I think it is.
Okay, that for sure. Because man, a follow up to, well, it's not a follow up to Until Dawn, but a game like Until Dawn, like in the now time, that is like also weird in co op. Maybe if you let people mess with you, for sure. Matterfall, Next Machina.
Oh, Matterfall looked good. I saw that.
Crash Insane Trilogy. That should be it for this year, because Bethesda had like one game or two games, and then EA not so much. Ubisoft also not so much outside South Park this year. So, and Microsoft. So yeah. And I don't have a Nintendo Switch, so I'm not gonna gush all over Nintendo right now. Oh, did I say the 3DS Samus game? Samus Returns, that one. So yeah.
That's this year, right?
Yeah.
October or something.
Oh, I thought it was sooner. I thought it was like July or August.
Is it that soon?
I thought it was.
Yeah, actually, I don't know.
Gamer, did any games make your list after seeing them? Like, oh man, I gotta get this.
I gotta get Destiny 2 in my hands as soon as possible. That's for sure. And Call of Duty, yeah. Maybe I'll get it.
War mode, like it reminds me of Rush from Battlefield 4, I think, or 3. It does look pretty fun.
Anything on your list, Buff, that you're like, oh man, this is pricking my interest after seeing after hearing these guys talk about it so much.
Well, absolutely. I think Destiny is very first and foremost on my list of games I have to get. The first one. I'm still waiting for the price drop on that.
I thought you had the first one.
No.
Yeah, I thought you had it, Buff.
No,
you were in the game, weren't you?
Yes. No, I wasn't. Tekken kept promising me he'd get me a free game. He never got it.
Whatever.
Too much scratching TVs. Anyways, but the major one for me, and it's not a major one, but the one that's really called my attention is, of course, Hot Shots Everyday Golf. It's something that I've loved from the PS2 range to PS3. The little PS3, I wasn't impressed with the PS3 one, and now finally, instead of being one of the first games they released, a couple of years later they finally released this one. And even though I'm kind of worried that the $30, well, for you guys, $50 probably for Canadians like myself. Thank you very much, Trump. Anyways,
we're sorry.
Love you, Trump. Anyways, so. Yeah, I'm very worried that a game at that price means I'm not going to get everything that I would be expecting from a hot shot / everybody loves golf game. Besides that, I've long passed the shooters because I've learned that you play shooters long enough, you learn that if you're not improving, that means you might as well just give it up. And that's exactly, like, it took me good 7 years of playing from SOCOM to Call of Duty to Battlefield and around again. It just wasn't, I'm just not a shooter. That's all I am. But other games that I'm interested in, I like what you guys are, like, I'm interested in that Far Cry, because, heck, I'm a hillbilly myself, so why not? Number two is I like the zombie game that they had there. The 5 million zombies rushing at you and you have to shoot them and try to get away. That seems interesting. But I think if I'm going to save my money, Hot Shots Golf, Everyday Golf is going to be is the number one game on my list. Because I'm still going to be playing the game I'm playing now probably for another year and a half, which is the fantastic Witcher 3.
Oh yeah, I did see you playing that.
What'd you say, Tekken? You playing that?
No, I said I did see you playing that.
Darn right you did. I'm enjoying the hell out of that.
Glad
sucker.
you can upgrade from the inferior Bethesda product of Fallout 4 design.
Wow, I wouldn't go that far. You could be a chick in that game. I tell you that this Witcher 3, hoochies all over the place. It's like, yeah. Little shout out for my friend Tekken there, hoochie. Like I didn't even know. I was just walking around and walking around, and all of a sudden this nice, lovely lady said, "Hey, come and see me at my spot here." And I said, "Okay, I'll come over and say hi to you." And there might be an adventure, and man, there sure was. It's like, wow. Here- that's exactly what I said. But it was like I walk in and then she's having a bath. It's like, what the heck? Hello there. It said Tekken would love this game, but it's a big open world. You can go to here to there. I'm getting all the question marks. I just chopped the head off a vampire last night. It's very good. It's like, hey, you could continue on with the story, but the side quests, I want to get all the Witcher armor. I want to get all the contracts. It's like that. I haven't even tried to go to the third spot yet, and I've had this game for almost 2 months. It's like I'm just enjoying every night. I play it an hour, and I just enjoy it. In fact, just to make you feel better, Tekken, I'm forgoing Witcher tonight just to talk to you. And to stick it to the face of the man who banned me from this podcast.
Oh man,
That's right.
that's cool.
Yes. Oh, I was totally surprised. I went into Walmart. I said, something. For the last little while, I was looking to get a game. Fallout was done. Did all that, and I was thinking, what else can I do? So I'm checking out the games, and I was waiting to see if XCOM 2 would go because I loved XCOM 1. I loved that game. Like I got so attached to my people that when they died and you knew they weren't coming back, it just almost killed the game for me because my super sniper finally got it, and it's like, and it's just like, well, do I continue playing now because it's like my super sniper's dead? But so I've been looking and waiting to see the price drop on XCOM 2. So I'm over at Walmart, because we have them up here, and through all the snow, and we go and I see that Witcher 3 for $30. I said, yeah, that's not a bad deal. I've heard some things about Witcher, not about the hoochies, or I would have bought that at full price. But I saw the great, and it's more than has earned the price tag. This is well worth everything. And I see, because Tekken, you posted up the percentage, I could buy the bonus content now for a cheap ass price. I'm thinking I might be interested in doing that. Because this game has absolutely won me over. This is a fantastic game. I have baseball. Still, my buddy gave me last year's baseball game to play because he bought this year's. He says, Joe, play this. Haven't even touched it. It's still right beside my PS4, but Witcher is in my PS4, and it ain't leaving for a very long time.
Too bad, just like Mass Effect, you didn't play it in order. But hey, whatever, it's cool. No big deal.
Exactly. well, exactly. And how's Andromeda doing?
Hey, I love that game. I don't care. F the haters on that one. It was a fantastic game.
Are you still playing it?
Multiplayer, yeah. I haven't. The single player is like so overwhelming and like intimidating in a time sink. I haven't had time to start my second play, or not my second playthrough, but my 100% with the sister. So or the sister twin, or whatever you want to call her, or Sarah Ryder.
Girl Rider.
Lady Ryder. Or wait, no, don't say that.
Yeah.
I can't help it. The last name of the lady character is Ryder. Okay, it's not my fault. I didn't do that. That wasn't me.
Save that for Witcher 3. Like I'm saying, I got to keep playing more because who knows what else will pop up around whatever corner. You never know. It's a surprise. There's a surprise in every box. That's how it is. Tekken. Don't be like that. Poor gamer. I think he's passed out from dehydration. I'm worried about him.
Are you there, gamer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
Die.
Drink some water. Get some electrolytes in you. That's
I'm a bit. I think I'll just gotta drop out now because I am starving.
Yes, go eat, buddy.
There you go.
Have a great time. Have a great time.
Agree. Play all the games.
Aimless podcast from the field, reporting out.
Awesome.
He's that close to eating human flesh. I think that's how it is. He's that hungry. That he's contemplating human flesh. He says, well, it's 30 minutes to walk to a restaurant. I could just eat a bite out of this guy. Let's see. I'll bite this guy. But yeah, so Witcher 3 has been a fantastic. That's been a very pleasant surprise, for sure. Now, Tekken, you haven't played that game, or have you?
I have. It's on my list, but I haven't played it yet.
Ah, okay.
I have the first two, but I played a bit of the first one, but I didn't finish it because I'm playing in order. Because I play games for stories, and I want to have the complete understanding before I go into the third one. So,
Are there any hoochies in the first two?
There are.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting me know that. Now,
Mostly in the second one, I think. The first one, it was mostly cards, I believe.
Gwent or whatever it is. Yeah, I hate that. And every vendor, hey, you want to play some cards? No, I don't want to play cards. Where's the hoochies? So my next question then, because I got to drop out soon too, because angry women. So Tekken, what's a 7 or
7.
55? Okay, Tekken 7 has come out. Now, how are you enjoying it? Because this is your namesake. You should be. You already said F Tekken 6 or whatever it was. So.
Yeah, I'm very much still having fun with it because Treasure Battle Mode has hooked me with the gain loot drops from playing it. And since it's like, fun game to play, and they added the whole loot drop thing, and then the customization for all the characters is a good supplement to the lack of or any like the extra modes that they don't have in this one for some reason, or the fact that they don't have a good tutorial that's extensive on how to do stuff, so I can go back and practice stuff, but whatever.
Okay. So how far have you unlocked a lot of stuff yet?
I mean, you don't need to unlock anything because it has all the characters unlocked. Or I think almost all the characters unlocked at the beginning, so there's that.
Well, as I posted to your Facebook, have you unlocked like the Bullet Club, like the skins, like the shirts and
see, that's all random, some of it, but then some of it you have to buy with the stuff from Treasure Battle, so I have, unless it's like on my main characters, since it's like each character you have to get it separately, I probably haven't got it.
So who is your character?
Lin Xiaoyu.
Very nice, very nice. And what about King?
I can use King. Yeah, he's one of my mains too.
Okay, because this is meshing like two of my loves. There's video games and then there's wrestling, especially Japanese wrestling, which I'm a big fan of. So, of course, as you know now, Tekken, because I forced it down your throat, there's the champion over in Japan. His name is Okada, and his finisher is a spinning clothesline. And so when the Tekken people made this game, they incorporated that finisher plus his ring gear to King to unlock. And they've also unlocked like Bullet Club shirts and all that kind of stuff, which is a enemy faction over in Japan. So that's why I'm asking if you've unlocked those yet, because that'd be very interesting to see.
I might have. I got some thingy that I didn't know what it was, some like shirt thing. It might have been it. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check.
Okay, because Trop, if you look on Tekken's Facebook page, you'll see the thread, and you'll see the finisher, because Tekken posted the finisher, and then you'll see the real life version, because I posted the real life video of the finisher, and you can actually do that in the game. In fact, New Japan, which is the wrestling thing, they've actually for their junior tournament, actually it was sponsored by the people who made Tekken 7.
Ah.
So.
Cool.
So shove it, Tekken. So, but you're enjoying the game. Have you played through it all then, or is it one of those things?
The story was. I mean, I said it a couple weeks ago, whenever I played it, but the one thing I would have liked was if there would have been more flashback sequences, because they did a really good job of just like tying together all the threads that had like built up over time into this one. As far as like the Mishima bloodline and seeing, Hayachi's been like a jerk the whole time, but then like from his perspective in this one, since he's like one of the main characters, it was pretty cool to see like why he is the way he is or the way he has been, and like his motivations and like him as a person and as a character, and like what made him do all these terrible things to his son and grandson and his children and his wife, and it's like holy crap, or just like the whole thing with like him and his wife was just like you never like knew who like because his mom was, and like this is like the first time you actually like see her mentioned or see her introduced and like all this stuff with her, and that was like amazing. Of just like wow, that was super dark and like crazy, and then like the fact that like incorporated the whole Akuma thing of like I need you to do this thing for me, and like that was just insane. And then just like all the threads and like how they all built up, and then like just the climax and just the resolution and the ending, and that was great. It just yeah, all the story like everything in the story I loved and thought it was like really well done. I thought that like it could have been like more as far as incorporating all the other characters with the story chapters after you finish it. They could have did that with like every character. Because I like the way that they restructured it as far as like not having to play through in arcade mode or whatever through like 7 different fights to get to the end and then beat the boss and then unlock whatever. You could just like play one fight and then it would like just tell a bit of exposition and then resolution, conclusion, blah blah blah, of like why are they in the tournament this year and like what's going on with them. But I thought that was a good format for it to like break up the mundanity of like the way it usually is with a fighting game, even if it wasn't as good as like the main story or the way NetherRealm has done it with their games of like. I mean, actually, I think that kind of was like maybe a good alternate version of like the way NetherRealm does it. 'Cause they kind of, at least in the first Mortal Kombat, not the 10 or X, and I haven't played Injustice 2, but Injustice 1, kind of, but not so much. Like where it just like goes from character to character, and they try to get each character, but they don't necessarily need to. But in I guess in Mortal Kombat X, there was a better job of like not doing it just to get every character in it. So it's like it's kind of cool to see like they had the main story with like Heihachi Kazuya, and whoever bounces in and out, and then you have the like the characters chapter stories, but not every character has one. So it's kind of like, well, what's up with all the characters that aren't in here? So it's like that could have been better done. But the way it is like really, I just overall I did enjoy that with like the cutscene story gameplay, flow, and function of it. But if they had more flashbacks, that would have been cool, because it's only been like 20 years of game to like go back and be like, oh man, remember this part? Because it starts off with the whole Kazuya or Heihachi throwing Kazuya off the cliff at the very beginning, and then you have the part in Tekken 5, which was awesome with the whole Jacks and like the Jack battle and like all these other parts you had to fight G Corporation or Tekken Zaibatsu henchmen. I thought there could have been like a lot more fun with that, or just more of it, since there's been so many of those scenarios as far as like Tekken Force mode or even like the Devil Within mode from Tekken 5, or just more flashbacks as far as like when like everything like like they could have just like tied it down to like have like a singular streamless story narrative lore of like what happened in every single King of Iron Fist tournament from like from the beginning to like where they're at now, and then like not had any issues or questions or mysteries as far as like what is the storyline of the game and stuff and the characters, and had it like completely refined and ironed out. But they didn't really go that route because they could have gotten to some Jun Kazama and like what's up with her. But whatever, man, it's cool. I still enjoyed it, so I had fun. I liked it. Good job, Bandai Namco.
So is this it? Is it because if they wrapped up some of these loose threads, is this kind of like they could finish this, or is there still going to be another one coming out? Like is 9? Are they, or can there be? Let's start with new. Like let's start fresh. Let's reboot. Let's do that.
I mean, the way it ends, it can keep going, so it's not necessarily the end. It's just the end of that story arc, and like that, those plot lines up to that point. But there's still, there's room to go forward from where they end it. So it's not like this is like the last Tekken story that we could ever tell with these characters the way we ended the story. So they don't necessarily need to reboot it. They can just keep going.
So Tekken,
yes,
on an offshoot, how much did you enjoy Wonder Woman? Did you go and see that movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Why?
Because I haven't seen any of the DCEU movies.
Why do you have to hate DC so
I don't
much?
hate DC. It's just it's whatever, man. Like no interest.
Fine, be that way. It's fine.
I'll probably go see like the standalone Batman movies, but not a. We've discussed this ad nauseum, dude. Like you know how I feel about them. Them and their gods. They can go off themselves.
Yeah. What about Black Panther?
What about them?
Did you watch the trailer?
I did. I was like, ooh, this looks good. T'Challa, you get the spotlight for once. It's gonna be nice.
Exactly, and especially when they come from your home country.
I didn't say home country. I said homeland.
Oh, homeland. That's
different.
right. Weren't you born in Wichita?
I was.
There you go. Now, do you believe in the theory that we all pretty much were born in Africa when the world was kind of when before it split, we're all the one, and then we just went off, and then over the generations and generations, that would deform. Like we're all pretty much one color, and then just our time spent in the different geological areas have changed our skin color. Would you believe that?
No. No, I don't.
Okay.
I need to do more research on it, but I do not.
Are you telling me to shut up, Honky?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
Not. I didn't say that what you're talking about.
That's good. That's fine. So yes, it's going to be very interesting. There's been a lot of positive feedback for the Black Panther, so I hope it works. Now, who's the bad guy then? Do you know who the bad guy? Did you put your feelers out? Do you know who the bad guy
I
is?
have no idea, dude. I just saw the thingy.
Okay, I think it's. I don't want to say Kang. It's Claw. I'm thinking it's Claw. And if you look at the old, it's Claw before he turned into Claw, because he's that super stupid villain who's got the Sonic,
Sonic arm.
kind of thing on his hand. Yeah, so I think that's who that guy is, because that's how he became Claw. If I can remember my Marvel, is that he was a fortune hunter, and then something happened to him, and then he became the master of sound waves or whatever. So it'll be very interesting to see if that's what they go with, and make a video game of it. There, see,
I don't think
I tied it all in together.
because it's been a while since we've had the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and there haven't been really any games tied to it except for the Square Enix thing that they're working on, which they didn't show. So who knows what they're doing with it?
Never know.
Avengers.
There you go. Did you see Guardians of the Galaxy?
I did. How am I not going to see that, Buff? You know how much I love the first one. That's like my favorite.
Oh, because it's not DC. That's right.
Whatever. Hey, like I said, I've seen all of them since Winter Soldier, so I'm on board this train. DCU, not so much.
So, but Justice League is coming this fall, and you gotta get on board,
I do. Why is that?
because then you have two loves to watch. Then
Whatever.
why do you have to hate to love and love to hate, Tech?
I don't love to fight about.
You hate to love and love to hate. It's something you got. Tech, why do you have to hate one? Why can't you embrace both? Why can't you embrace Marvel and DC?
Hey, I didn't say I hated it. I just said I just whatever. It's it's too far down the tracks to jump on that train, and I don't feel like jumping on it.
Tekken. You'll always be my special friend.
Besides, if I go and see it, I'll be like, well, I mean, yeah, it's like World War One era, so it probably doesn't tie into anything anyway. But it's like it would just feel weird of like, oh, I've seen one Wonder Woman, whatever.
Well, there you go. Tekken, we'll talk about dating strategies on our podcast. We won't bring that into this one, all right? But we'll talk about why Wonder Woman would be a great movie for you to take someone, to practice your battle moves. Anyway, so Anyway, what's next with the gaming? Because now I'm spent with my stuff. So what's next?
What was
I don't have much.
We're in the third segment right now, Tropical, because we already did the what we've seen and what we want. So now it's what's the third segment? What was it called? Do we have a name?
It was just like news, E3 edition.
Oh, okay, there you go.
There you go.
So this is stuff that wasn't at the press conferences, but came out of E3 and is news. Do you have any?
Not besides the Samus or the 3DS Samus game. Well, there's that other game on the 3DS for like the food thing that you wanted. But that
yes, Sushi Strikers.
Yeah, I was watching something else on the PlayStation stream at the time, so I was like, whatever. When I saw that, but yeah, there's a bunch of games on the flipping. I mean, we already talked about Archangel and Persistence, but dude, for some reason Sony's just like, whatever, man, on the games you're gonna show, and they don't show their mech VR game for some reason. It just behooves me of why did they do that? But whatever. So there's there's games that we don't know about that are there or that are in existence. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we just heard Don't Nod is not making that new Life is Strange because they're working on Vampire, which they showed a bunch on the show floor and in streams. But speaking of Life is Strange, an article went up because Ashley Birch, who played Chloe, is not playing Chloe in that game because of the voice actor strike. And also another character who will not reprise their role, or character actor, what is her name? Allison Court played Claire Redfield in 5 of the Resident Evil games, including the original Resident Evil 2.
They're not
won't be playing Claire in the remake that they announced last year because of the strike.
Dude, that is blasphemy.
But the Canadian strike is standing in solidarity with the U.S. strike.
I guess it's fine since it's the RE2 remake, but I would imagine they had the same voice actors in the Resident Evil 1 when they did all that stuff. So that's kind of not cool, man. It's kind of not cool.
Yeah. Now the strike has lasted 240 some days already. Still going down, and if you don't remember what it was about, it's about residuals and the strain placed on voice actors' voices when they have to do character deaths and getting injured and running and screaming sounds and stuff. And then also the thing about...
I have a question about that, Tropical. So is Tara Strong and Mark Hamill and all those cool people also in the strike?
I don't know who's part of the union.
So I was gonna say that means we're losing out on Jennifer Hill and all the amazing BioWare voice actors and actresses.
I think she is. Jennifer Hale is. And, I don't know about
Ali Hillis, the Artisoni. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know precisely who is in the union. Although remember we talked about how Nolan North was he said he sort of spoke out against it back when he won that award at the Game Awards. So,
what did he say?
I guess we'll see. He said something voice actors are important, but not as important as the people who make the game, because voice actors do very little work in comparison.
Actually, it's kind of funny if you think about it, because Virginia says hi, but that kind of proves that point. You don't need those voice actors. You could have a completely silent game, or just the PS1 era JRPGs or any games of that era before voice acting became really. That's when it became really big, but it wasn't every game. But yeah. Final Fantasy 7 has no voice actors, just saying. Or 8 or 9, just saying. Or all of them before 10. There you go. And we all just loved Vanille, didn't we? I had no problem with her. The rest of Final Fantasy fandom does not, but whatever. That's their prerogative. Whatever, no big deal.
Yep. Let's see what else was there.
So, money, dear boy, money. Apparently, yet again, in the gaming industry.
Earlier, Gamer talked about it, and yeah, I guess a Southeast Asian website asked Shuhei Yoshida if like that was the show they wanted to put on, and he admitted, well, we held back on stuff like that we felt we didn't need to announce here, so
Ooh, that's kind of neat. Because that
more,
means they have like more stuff to show later on.
yeah, coming down the line. A lot of people have been talking to Xbox head Phil Spencer about different things, and if you take him at his word, like he's against the console war and against timed DLC stuff and against what's the other thing? I don't remember. But yeah, like he is the good guy now.
Right.
I feel fairly certain that he was the guy who said, "No, I want to win it. I want to win the console war," basically. But yeah, I guess that's easier said than done. And there comes a time when you're just like, "Nah, I don't care." But yeah, he also talked about he wants to bring the Xbox Game Pass, which is that sort of next Netflix type thing that Xbox One has right now, that you can get access to all the games for a subscription price. He wants to bring that to PC, and he also wants to bring Xbox backwards compatibility to PC.
Ooh, I would like the Xbox compatibility thing. Or backwards
That would be really cool.
Because I wouldn't have to buy an Xbox ever again.
So those could be really neat things. And then on the subject of like people ask him, is PS4 Pro gonna hold back games on Xbox One? Like Destiny 2, shouldn't it run at 60 on Xbox One X because it's more powerful? And he's like, I don't know if there's any deals like that happening. Yeah. What else is there? I feel like there's more things.
I could look some stuff up real quick, but it's
It was
probably
just
game
very.
announcements. That's all it is. It's like games raining from the sky.
They're talking about Beyond Good and Evil 2 is going to be a massive, massive sort of planet hopping RPG type deal.
What?
So, huge game there. If you bought the Ultimate Edition of Injustice 2, Red Hood is now available. And they've started teasing the next character, Sub-Zero. Oh my. You played Marvel the story demo
I haven't played it
for Marvel
yet.
vs. Capcom? Oh,
Because
okay.
I was trying to download it and I couldn't even get it. Oh, I think I downloaded it before I went to sleep, but I was like, it was so late that I didn't play it because I was like, I'm going to bed now. And I didn't play it because I was doing other stuff today. Yeah. So I didn't get a chance to play it.
Sacrilegious.
Oh, apparently, there's something about the Yakuza Kiwami not being localized, so it can have a foreign film experience effect for it happening.
Isn't like no subtitles? Because they haven't dubbed any of them since the first one, I think.
Oh, well, never mind. Maybe they talked about why the series has been left undubbed.
Metal Gear Survive is delayed until early 2018.
Man, I completely forgot that was a thing.
Yeah, people do not remember that game. Apparently, like Unreal Engine is now really popular in Japan. Tekken 7 was Unreal Engine. Street Fighter 5 was Unreal Engine. Apparently, that new Yoshi that they announced for the Switch is Unreal Engine. Seems very weird. Oh, something that everyone's been talking about this week about cross-platform play and how Sony is like blocking it. And yeah, according to Jim Ryan, executive at PlayStation, says that they're like, he claims they're protecting the PlayStation user base because, for example, PC, you don't know who's out there. And yeah, some people buy it, some people do not. I don't know. I think it's we're ahead. Why should we help you? As I've said many times.
I wonder if in the future, when like PlayStation Now is like on PCs and like you can stream games anywhere, and then like Xbox has that whatever that we were just talking about, and it's just like streaming games everywhere, and then like you already have games on PC that you can stream anywhere. If they can like finally get together in a nice peaceful coalition and be like, all right, dudes, at least on the streaming side, multiplayer, crossplay everywhere. Yay! Everybody wins or not? We'll see. Apparently, another Nintendo game that was announced after their Direct that was not shown on the Direct talk thingy was Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga plus Bowser's Minions coming to 3DS. So
I saw that.
3DS remix of those games.
And some sort of Bowser minigame where you play as like Koopas and Goombas and stuff.
You heard
Very
it,
interesting.
by the those
No,
evil Mario brothers going through our kingdom and jumping on us. Oh, those guys. F them.
Oh, I saw this earlier. Level 5, they acquired Concept.
Yeah, I saw that. Yes.
So, Nino Kuni's and Professor Layton, and they make all that stuff. They bought the team that made Mighty Number 9. That was founded by the Mega Man guy. What's his
Keiji
name?
Inafune?
Yes, him. They bought this company. So it's a new subsidiary called Level 5 Concept. Concept is only 15 people. Amazing.
Wow. And then I think we talked about this during the Gut Reactions on Nintendo, but Retro Studios isn't working on Metroid Prime 4. It's internally being developed inside Nintendo. So that's interesting.
Now people are just like, what's Retro doing then?
Yeah. Or, oh no, Japan doesn't know how to do first-person things. That's not Texas at all. Yeah. Oh wait. Okay, Chopper, you were right. Metroid: Samus Returns is September. It's not the summer. I thought it was the summer.
Yeah, it's September 15th. All right, sounds good.
You gentlemen have yourselves a great night. To all those who are still listening, I love you all, and we will. And if I'm not banned after tonight, I would love to come back and regale more stories of hoochies. But until then,
Cool.
This is Joe signing off.
Bye.
All right. I guess on that, we can pretty much end this. There is a ton of news out there. As we said earlier, it is very hard to follow E3 now, because it used to be press conferences were all the news, and now it's like, no, it is not. Oh, did you see the crazy thing? This was a huge controversy that's been going on since probably like Monday. The creator of, or one of the people working on The Last Night, which is that game we've been talking about. Yeah.
I saw it, but I didn't look into it. I just like saw the headline. I didn't read it.
Well, so I don't know the full story. I think what happened is, so The Last Night was announced and shown at Microsoft's press conference, and it looked really cool, and everyone was like, oh, cool. But then there was a forum and they were like talking about how cool it was, and then someone said, "Oh, it's a shame that one of the developers is a Gamergator," and it was like, "What?" And then people started posting like things that he had said before, and then yeah, it is this whole thing, and I guess like it got major attention when I don't remember who, but my impression was that it was a female developer like posted the old tweets and then said something like, "Oh yeah, like this is someone working on the last night," and then it went crazy and was reported everywhere. I don't know what to think about this. Because on the one hand, it's like, yeah, I mean, so like the tweets that I saw were like the first one was like, "Oh, Gamergate is about journalistic integrity," and you know that thing, and it's like, it is crazy to me that there are people who believe that just by saying that it like negates all of the terrible things that came out of Gamergate. And then another one was like, "Oh, I'm against feminism. I'm for equality, like for everyone." And I was like, "Yes, that is great, except we live in a world with like history and context. If none of that existed, if like there was a mind wipe tomorrow, sure, equality for everyone." But yeah, that's fairly unlikely. But then again, you know, you think about someone who believes that, and like later he posted, and I think this is after everyone started saying, "Oh, I'm not going to buy your game because like you were part of that group." He posted an apology, and part of the apology said like, "I don't know about it in the U.S., but I'm from France, and like I don't believe in the patriarchy. Like I don't think that exists because like I've never seen it in France." And
What?
it's like things like that make me feel like this is not a malicious person. This is like a guy who
Yeah.
has
Doesn't
just
have any
doesn't
right
know.
facts.
Yeah, he just like doesn't know stuff. And so, to me, it feels like, you know, if you start posting all these tweets, and like tweets are they're very limited.
But,
You know,
but like as we're like
literal
discussing this, I'm
character
just like
limited.
thinking in my brain of like, you know, we saw a foreshadowing of the darkest timeline this whole time. We just, you know,
Yeah.
we just could not see it coming.
Yeah.
And then it was there, and now it's everywhere.
It is. It's everywhere. But yeah, I feel like this is one of those cases where it's like very easily, if you're going to use tweets and stuff like that and take everything out of context, then it becomes, once again, we're just like very extreme on polar opposite sides, and that's it. Like, and I don't know, like that is not a good conclusion to come to. I don't think. I think this there are certainly situations where it's like pointless to say anything because it's like, well, you know, they're
Yeah, like you can
they're
never
not
change
there to
what they're
listen
going to
to
believe
you.
in.
Yeah,
I think,
they're not
because
there to
that's just
listen
how
to
they
you.
are.
They're just there to troll you.
Yeah.
But this situation, the way that the stuff that he said, it seems like this is just a person who doesn't know, who is like, everything is like, oh, from my perspective, this doesn't exist, so it doesn't exist. So like, well, I could see how that is very convincing, but like perspective, VR, if VR teaches us anything, it's that perspective is very weak. You can trick the human mind very easily, and so yeah, this feels like one where we could actually talk about stuff. But yeah, I again, I'm not sure what's happening. Another post I saw today was like the description of the last night had been changed at some point. So at one point it was like, oh, this is a dystopia in which everyone has basic universal income, and so people have lost like their reason to live. And it's like, so I could, like a conservative standpoint is like, oh, people need to work, otherwise, like, there's no point. So we can't help anyone. Like, making them work is helping them. and and it was changed like, oh yeah, AI is just better at work and creativity now, so that's why people don't do those things. And so, like just looking at that, it's like, well, that is something that I do not agree with. And you can either say, I'm just going to boycott this game and, no engagement, or you can say like, or you could not do that. That's I'm saying like maybe we don't do that. Not saying that we should just go out and buy this game, but like perhaps this is an opportunity to like make everyone better.
A learning experience, or
Yes,
like, what's the term? Teachable lesson, or
a
teachable.
teachable moment.
Yes, that. There you
It's
go.
a teachable moment. Yeah, it's messy once again, but that's par for the course in the darkest time.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yep. So, I wish we could end on some other funnier, happy news.
So is the next big games thingy a PAX, or is it Gamescom, or what's the next thing in
I
con
think
season?
it's Comic Con, right? Isn't it Comic Con?
Mm,
I remember people used to refer to San Diego Comic Con as like the E3 after party.
I guess it's Comic Con then.
But yeah, as far as like games conventions, the next one is I think it's Gamescom and then PAX and then Tokyo Game Show. They sort of shuffled them. Oh wait, no, there was like Paris Games Week was the one that PlayStation started going to because like there was more time in between them. Oh yeah, there's some happy news, I guess. Like Media Molecule, they've been like tweeting out pictures of cakes and stuff over the last few weeks. And I was like, I don't know what's happening there. Maybe it's true. They have an amazing kitchen because that's what Kojima was all raving about when he visited them. But during E3, they've been saying, finally, news that we're interested in. Yeah, we're not at E3. Hope everyone's having a good E3, but we're hiring now to finish Dreams, and we hope to show you more soon. And someone asked them, when are we going to see more? And they said, sometime this year. So sometime this year, more stuff on Dreams.
That is wow, Tropical. That is like, that could be December. That could literally be December.
That could be
or sooner.
PlayStation
Yeah,
Experience.
let's say that could be PlayStation Experience, or if we're lucky, sooner than that, because December is PlayStation Experience. So
Yeah. Well, there was a while where they really did sort of separate their shows depending on where the developers were located. So if you think about it, the stuff they showed yesterday, at least from first parties, those were all like North America based ones, right? Spider-Man is in
I didn't think about that,
California.
actually.
Jade's Gone is Sony Bend is also in California.
let me look at my list.
The Last of
You
Us,
could be
God of
right.
War, Santa Monica.
Well, at least, man, that's kind of a bummer. But
Supermassive is in California. So yeah, like those were all like the US ones. Not all of them, but all of the ones they showed were from the US. I think.
well,
Pretty sure.
Detroit is France.
Oh,
it's
that's
one
right.
game. Or I'm not sure if they're in France, but
They're not in America.
they're not in America.
Lucky. Yeah, there was a year where it was like mostly North America ones at E3, and then they did a lot more European ones at Games. Or I think that was the year they did Paris Games Week, and then at Tokyo Game Show it was like Japanese ones. Maybe they'll do that again. Maybe we'll see Dreams sooner than December. That'd be nice.
Horizon: The Frozen Wilds. That is Gorilla. Who
Oh,
is
yeah.
not America.
All right, never mind. It's falling apart before my eyes. I'm just saying. Hopefully, dreams. We see more dreams before. Well, they're ramping up production if they're hiring more people. So it's coming. It's coming.
Man, I'm just thinking about like the follow up to this year's first quarter when we had Horizon and Nier and lost that one with Cat, that game. Gravity Rush, jeez. That Persona 5 effing like all that stuff in the first quarter. It's like, dude, next year's gonna be even more crazy. Yeah, Neo.
And Red Dead is in that time period next year.
That's gonna be insane.
It's kind of cool.
Because there's like so much stuff that's like early 2018. Because it's like there's like to me like this year's feels like very much a false alarm as far as like the year of games. Like we didn't get all the games. Like we used to joke about like all the games guys, but we got games like legit solid lineup, and then we have like just it's gonna be raining. Once 2018 hits, of just like megatons falling from the sky of just awesome games to play.
Well, I think on PlayStation, this may be the pattern going forward, which is a little bit sad. I mean, it would be amazing to just have ridiculous amounts of stuff in one year, and maybe it would even be acceptable for the next year to be lighter. But now, it seems like they're gonna go really heavy first quarter, and third party will have like the really heavy like end of the year, and then of course the middle of the year is less stuff. I'm actually very excited this summer for all the smaller things that are going to be coming out. Like a lot of these VR things, I think are in the summer.
Maybe that's what they're
going to like everybody's golf and stuff. Yeah,
like summer VR, first party in first quarter, and then the holidays for third parties. And then you get like that like 6 month of like October, November, December, January, February, March of like you have the holiday third party games, and you have like the first quarter games, and it's just like craziness.
Yeah.
Of just like the first of like those 6 months.
And the big third parties that get delayed.
Yeah. And like anything that gets delayed that like just falls into the net of like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Adding to the avalanche. And then you have like the fun games on the VR to stay inside in the summer and play and not go out into the sun and get scorched. Or choke on all the carbon in the air. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to say it. Unless, we wind that back. That'd be great. Then it wouldn't be true. It would be great. Even better. And we wanted to be the old ones that the possible future Horizon tribes find relics of. What's this little electronic disc thing in these consoles, and what do they do, and how do they work? I have no idea. Did you put them on your fingers like a ring? But the discs are so big that they can only put one ring on a finger. How does that? What did they do with these?
Mirrors. We were very vain.
What were these controller things? What did they do? Did they drive cars with them? Did they? They're like hulks of like cars just like rotted, and that's like, oh, you put them in the steering column, and it's like, no, those didn't drive cars. We didn't drive cars with those. Maybe one day though, that'd be cool.
Yeah, VR. So there was Starblood Arena, and then Farpoint, and then Star Trek Bridge Crew, and I sort of consider that as like the second gen of, or maybe like late first gen PlayStation VR games, and then now we're looking at maybe start of second gen is coming, and a lot of those are coming out in the summer apparently. So that's pretty crazy.
I wonder if Supermassive's gonna like make either like another game like Until Dawn, or like some sort of like if they're just like make all these like weird VR spin-offs since they have the Sanatorium game. It's like everybody's like, wait a minute, is this the same place from Until Dawn? And then everybody like found out it's like in the same universe. So they're like, what does this mean? So now there's like just a giant mystery of like, are you gonna get another Until Dawn or another Until Dawn experience spin-off? Because you have that social game, but that's not the same thing. So. But it's really close.
Maybe it is.
Who knows?
Yeah, Supermassive.
Maybe it's one of the games Sony was holding back. Who knows? One of the mini games. Now that's the other thing. Is like, what else was Sony holding back? What else? What other cards do they have in their hands? They have so many games that we don't know about now.
Oh, so your Bravo team we were talking about?
Yeah.
Also a supermassive game? I think its hook is that it's a co-op one.
Ooh.
And then you sort of like you can move from cover to cover and like lay down suppressing fire for the other guy as they're moving from cover to cover. And it's like, is this how it's going to be? Like we've discovered that social play in VR is really powerful, and so we're just going to use that as not super negatively, but use that as a crutch and just like it's like, yeah, when you see this game and you hear about it, it's super boring, but playing it is actually really fun. Because that would be the third one that I can think of. Where it's like, this looks really boring. And then I play it. Wow.
Well, it does make sense though, because like VR is more intense, so to have like that social layer on top of it, you have like a even more like your interaction with people is like even more to the nth degree of like or something when like stuff's happening.
Yeah.
So like if they had the Left 4 Dead game, man, that would be just get this thing off me. Someone help! I'm being pulled in by a fucking trying to go gamer. RPG save me. Oh man, I just got an idea. I'm not gonna say it 'cause it's a game idea. I just got. Oh man, totally gonna put that in my notebook. My game idea notebook.
I hope you get VR soon. That would be really cool. Join us. Join us. Yeah, I guess that's it. Was this a really long episode?
Yeah,
I don't think so. Was?
I mean,
all right.
it like crapped out somewhere when we were talking about something, but then it came back up. But I think it was like it's whatever. Like the buffer that we have in between the two is like enough to split them into. But if I can like get them combined, it should be either a very long. But if it's too long, I can just split them in two. As far as like at least the upload to TalkShoe, the stream should be fine. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, yeah.
But I think it is on the long side, but that's fine.
I'm sure there's more E3 news out there. We'll probably be talking about other post E3 stuff in the weeks ahead as we finally get to see them.
Definitely.
Yeah. 365. Now you can listen to one every day for a year.
But yeah, RPG said something about he might be free next Tuesday, so we might record on like a weird day next week that's not Wednesday, so we'll see. Whatever, who knows? Who knows how RPG's schedule is going to change over the next, like, supposedly he was going to be gone for like 3 months, and I was like, okay, whatever, let me just try to find someone to cover, whatever, so maybe not, we'll see. But, yeah.
Aimless and disorganized. Maybe that should be the filler's episode name.
The new filler. Aimless and disorganized. Subtitle,
And
no adult supervision, but we are adults. What? So yeah, that's it for this episode. Check us out, aimlesspodcast.com, Aimless Battle Z. Just Google us or check us out on YouTube or wherever, Facebook. And maybe if you search us, you'll find something else that's even better. Who knows? Whatever. Nothing wrong with that. Or not that that's a bad thing, or whatever they say, or whatever. I can't think of what I say when I say that. So yeah, thanks to GameRate12 for his live from the scene coverage. That was cool.
That was great.
And yeah, anything to say before we sign off, Tropical?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I think my tagline for 2018 will be 2018, the year we restore balance to the darkest timeline, because bad things will be going down, but we've got fun games to play, so it'll be fine. Okay, it won't be, but man, we can drown our sorrows in our virtual lives. Yes. So, until you see or hear from us again, and hopefully I'll be out of the country. Woo! Yeah. Definitely help. Aimless Babble Z, and we're now signing off.